AEW. The Warhammer's here. Good Lord, son. Oh my goodness, Philip. It's on you tonight, Jake. It's all on you. Oh my God.
Baby.
What the hell with this night, man? What's up, everybody? That might have been, I can tell you right now, that was my favorite Taz. That's the best Taz promo, I think. Maybe I'm overhyping it because I was a little loaded on some wake-up juice, but I felt that entrance promo there with Taz was like one of his better promos that I've heard.
Yeah, he kind of reminded me of Dr. Frankenfurter, though, from Rocky Horror really bad. He was like, look at him. He's a man, baby. He's a man.
Oh my
look
God.
at those muscles.
Oh my God, dude.
Like he was obsessed over his body.
I didn't even think about that. Any minute he's going to turn into Rocky
those
Horror
traps.
Show.
Oh
my God.
He was obsessed with his looks, his physique.
I guess that's also Vince McMahon, kind of. Like, I never thought of that.
You worked with Vince long enough. I guess it rubs off on you.
But he did, different. Vince would have been like, look at those traps. Taz was like, look at those traps. Look at the fucking muscles. He was more like, kind of like pointing it out almost like.
Yeah, making him out to be more machine than man, really, but the perfect specimen.
But yeah, you put some, we can make you a man. Like, you put that over it. Like,
just a little bit of pumping while he's standing there and flexing.
Yeah, a little pumping like on some Girls of the Mall or something like that. A little thrusting. Oh my God, dude. Wow. What's up, chat? How you doing? I got it. This is on normally what happens is we come on here. I give you a lot of my opinion, then we go with Jake, and then we back and forth. And then sometimes Jake is sick, and I'll be here covering it up. And tonight, thank God Jake is here, because I had kind of a crazy day today. And I decided to take a nap at 3 p.m. so I'd be ready for AEW. I asked, please, wake me up if I don't wake up. And I set my
wake daddy.
Yep. And I also set my alarm on my phone. Well, guess what? Nobody woke daddy up. And then on top of that, the kids took my phone and played with it. So guess what? I woke up at 9:35. So I have no idea what the hell happened on this show except for
you got to see the main event, all right? And that was one of the highlights of the night, too.
Well, so I saw the main event, and I saw the leading up to the main event, and that was good to me. So I thought the promos, the thing with Darby Allen, like we took him out, you knew he was going to show up or whatever. Then the match was exciting. That was one of the better main events because of the build-up that they've done in a while. It wasn't just we're going to have this match coming up and that's about it. There was a little bit of story there, a little bit of build-up. Kind of some of these main events on AEW really remind you of some of the Attitude Era. Not that they're not on the level of that, certainly. It's not the level of that. But are they not creating what we always talk about, like the best version of that nowadays that you can? They at least seemingly try to create that. It's like wrestling.
They're certainly trying for the most part, it seems, but
it's not Attitude Era. It's not 8 or 9 or 10.
No.
It's it's something, man. It's something that feels.
This week, it was better than Raw. Granted, I was so pissed, like you said the other night. Watching all of Raw just to get sick, not worth it. But Raw damn near killed me the other night, and lowest third hour, I believe you said, of all time. So,
well, yeah, I ended up being half right almost. It was so close, Jake.
Apples and oranges. We'll take it as a win.
Can you imagine if I called the week before and then that next week did what I said, and it didn't, but it was really close, like you said.
It was close. Super close, and I mean, here we are, predicting the demise of WWE essentially, but they're bringing it upon themselves. That's why you missed a fantastic promo from MJF tonight, where he cut into the business. And sometimes when they break the fourth wall and they use like a lot of insider terms as it's labeled, I don't care for it. There was a time where Cena can make it work every now and again, I feel like, but most often I feel like it just feels nerdy or cringe inducing. Mm-hmm. It worked with MJF because he's just so over, so damn passionate, and he's so believable that everything he says, and he's been handled and booked very well. He doesn't have these crazy losses and defeats. The one loss he had as a tag match was a big deal. That was a big deal, and you had different people calling him out for it. What was his name? Griff even made mention of it before he got killed in the ring because of it, and he said, I didn't lose. That was Wardlow. Things like they've handled him well. So everything they've done with him to this point has just been exemplary. And I think that's why this promo also was so beneficial in so many ways. So we'll get there eventually, but not as good as last week, certainly. The Cody segment was okay, but I felt like it was nowhere near the level of what they had last week with Eddie Edwards. So we start off the show tonight, and we noticed right off the bat, Excalibur.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. What are you talking about with Eddie Edwards?
Last week, what's his name? Christ, in the beginning, that Cody faced off with.
It wasn't Eddie Edwards.
Not Eddie Edwards. I forget his name.
Oh, okay. I was like, good. What the hell, Eddie Edwards?
I can't remember his name on the top of my head.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of Eddie Kingston. Yeah. Okay.
Kingston. There we go. Jesus.
Yeah. When you said Eddie, I was like, whoa, Eddie Edwards was there? What the hell? I trained with Eddie Edwards. I don't even talk to.
You know me, and I'm terrible with names. So
it's all good.
It didn't have that kind of excitement, that kind of draw and allure to it. It wasn't as powerful. And unfortunately, Warhorse is not someone that I'm overly familiar with. I know of him, but that's about it.
Have you noticed that every time they announce somebody, like all these people start, like, first of all, I never understood what the fuck why everybody was like, oh my God, Warhorse. Like, who the fuck has ever heard of this guy?
Yeah, Kingston I knew of. I can't think of names for shit, but still, unless I have it in front of me. But yeah, it just didn't have that same type of draw to it. Plus, you didn't get the weighted promo beforehand. It felt like another step backwards for what Cody's trying to do with this title.
Warhorse is literally if Ultimate Warrior was a pussy that didn't do drugs. That's what he looks like to me. Would he have a good match?
He always felt to me like, maybe the chat will agree since you didn't see it, but like he was, I don't want to say like a step behind, but he felt like an indie wrestler to me anyways. He wasn't bad by any means, but he didn't seem fully believable, like he belonged there. I know that's kind of a harsh grading here, but some things worked well, but other things, I just don't feel like they ever clicked. It was just, maybe if it wasn't a title match, because that has this kind of, presumption to it, like, oh, you've earned this, you're supposed to be getting this shot because you're so, you've exceeded so well in your field that you've become so notorious that we're giving you a shot in our world. And it just didn't feel that way.
Explain to me why a guy who doesn't look good like the Ultimate Warrior and isn't muscly comes out and acts like some rocker crazy guy and then doesn't cut a promo. So you already don't look like this guy looks like if I put a jean jacket on. Like he doesn't look like he doesn't look like he's in shape to wrestle. Right? And the thing is, without a promo or without some reason to care, there's no reason to care. But if they're just doing like jobber of the week or like guy of the week to show up or whatever, that's fine if that's all it ever was. But man, I heard people being like, dude, you would have thought Jericho was coming to AEW from some of the people that were I had interacted with this week. And I actually refrained from making a video on it because I wanted to I was actually going to look him up more, know more about him, and then make my opinion on it. But then the more I looked at it, I just found nothing. And then I decided not to. And now after tonight, it's like, this is what happened. People, I mean, I give them credit, but like, we could literally create a character tomorrow. We could create a wrestler, right?
Horse Curd.
Yeah, horse, exactly. We could create Horse Curd. Fucking bring back Horse Curd. And he could be a fat pot belly guy with no muscles on his arms. And he comes down to the ring with one of those horse heads. You know those horse heads that are so funny? Everybody
the
likes
horse on a stick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the wobbly head, whatever it is. And yeah, you come down there like with the wobbly head. Like, I mean, and you could show that the week before and say, oh my God, Horse Curd's coming. And I'm telling you, everybody would start marking out or like pretending like they know who Horse Curd is. Dead serious. They'd be like, oh my God, Horse Curd. He's coming. But, I don't know. But so anyway, the indie fans love Warhammer.
I mean, he was even brought up, Warhorse was even brought up on Sports Illustrated, talking about how fan enthusiasm propelled him to this huge opportunity and all of his accolades and things of that nature. And I get it, but it was funny. TKO in the chat said he's Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat, and yeah. I absolutely agree. I don't think I've seen a match with him in it at this point. I mean, I know of him, but barely. So that it just didn't excite me for that reason. Had it been somebody that I was familiar with and enjoyed, like Eddie, I think it would have been a different story.
I think what they don't understand is for everybody who, and listen, I appreciate somebody who's working their way up, getting over with an indie crowd, right? Because that's essentially me. I mean, I work my way up a little bit with a small crowd. There's some of you guys who are new, but not a lot of you. And very slowly one at a time, I'm trying to get new subs and new listeners. And I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm a very small indie. I'm the biggest small guy you never heard about, like, or something like that. I don't know. It's so I get it. And, I should be better. But the perspective of the casual fan, while I respect that this guy is getting over on the indie scene and he's doing things, and I hope it keeps going up for the guy. I really do. And I hope I do like this guy. I'm going to watch the match in a minute. And as I said, like, I missed most of AEW. Jake caught. Thank God Jake is here because he saw the whole show, and I've only seen half of it. And I'm about to watch it while Jake reviews it almost, I think. But this guy, the perception on TV, I'm telling you, I might love this guy. I love Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler ever. Shawn Michaels is a small guy, for the most part, but he was 6 foot tall, 6'1". But he looks like a warrior spoof, and he has no muscles, really. And he looks like a junkie who put a jacket on. I mean, the things that Jim Cornette are going to say about this guy are going to be unbelievable. And when the casual fan looks at this guy on TV, they go, what the hell is this? And so I'm just telling you, the old school and the casual fans, I've heard guys like this talk. Like, dudes be like, I tuned into that AEW thing, man. I never watched AEW, and this guy, like, this, like, Warhorse or something comes out, and he's, like, rocking it or something, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And the guy gets in the ring, he's, like, fucking a toothpick. He's, like, a loser or whatever, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then Cody Rhodes comes out, and Cody Rhodes looks like a wrestler, Cody Rhodes looks like he's got muscles. He's like a, he's Cody Rhodes. He's like 6 feet. He's like Cody Rhodes looks like Shawn Michaels or something. This Warhammer guy is like a jobber idiot. I don't know. He's got like patches on a jacket. He looks like he's on drugs. Looks like he should be in Chaz right now, getting beaten by a cop in Washington. I don't know what the hell I'm watching, man. What the hell is this? And the guy's having a match like it's like a WrestleMania match or something. I don't get this stuff, man. Warhorse or whatever. He looks like a fucking looks like a homo. I don't know. I'm not watching this show, man. This is stupid. Like that's what people sound like. I've heard tons of people on different nights and different weeks and on Facebook hit me up and be like, "Oh, dude," and then I'm surprised. I'm like, "Oh my God, you checked out wrestling? I can't believe it." But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm kind of like being negative towards Warhorse. I keep calling him Warhammer too, by the way. It's Warhorse. I don't know why. But listen, Warhorse, by the way, I might love the guy. I might end up loving the guy, I for all I know. And then we'll remember this and laugh at me. Let me play a donation real quick, see what you guys are saying. You guys fund the show, so let's see the money roll in. And thank God Jake is here tonight. Can you imagine if Jake had been sick tonight? Like,
oh my God, I'm so fucking horny.
Oh my God,
so
Jake.
horny. Oh my God,
He's
I'm
gonna
so
come.
Horny. Happy
He's
fucking
gonna
birthday.
come.
Oh my God, so fucking horny. Oh my God, so horny. Oh my God, so horny.
Oh,
Happy birthday. Oh, honey, honey, honey. Donation, time. Put it in my round bum.
Put it in my round bum. Yeah.
Hi guys, back from a mini break. MJF The Press 2020. Wrestling outside of AU and NJPW has been absolute shit lately. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh yeah, 2020 can go suck a fat one. What a horrible nightmare we are in.
Yeah, man, this has really been nuts. Fade to Black, it's good to hear from you again, man. What's up? We also got to shout out ConstipatedRock, who is the king of the wheel.
The king of the week.
King of the week, king of the wheel. Give him love in the chat if you see him. He dropped $200 and it actually paid off. It's like every week he does it. He couldn't get it. He finally got it.
Finally captured that title.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Fade to Black, man. I had a weird day, dude. I got to tell you guys. They're fixing my porch today, and they ran into all kinds of problems, and they were like, yeah, this is fucked.
Yeah, any house construction. They'd be like, oh, we're just going to fix this wall. It's $100. Next day, you get a bill for $10,000. You're like, what happened? Well, when we took off the piece of the wall, we found the termites. Then we set everything on fire by mistake, trying to kill the termites. So we burned half your house down. Like, that's what it turns into.
It looked like termites. I got
Probably. When you said porch, that was my guess.
I asked him that, though, and he said no, but I almost want in fact, I should have taken a goddamn picture of it so I could show the exterminator guy, because, like, it was like it looked like the wood was eaten through into the middle of it.
Yeah,
but
like hollowed out almost.
It was hollowed out, yeah, but the guy just said it was dry rot, and I'm like, are you sure it's not termites? He goes, no, this is just dry rot. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, I don't want to bore you guys with that. We'll talk about that later, but I'll probably be talking about it in my Morning Madness and my solo podcasts on Patreon, because today was insane. Gavin was running around the house and stepped on a random piece of glass, and then his foot just shot blood everywhere, and then it was gushing down his hand as he held his foot and all over the floor. And I stayed up all night last night to make sure I was here for the carpenter guys, and then everything else. And then I went to bed at 3 p.m. and nobody woke me up, and somebody took my phone, which is my alarm clock, and so I missed AEW except the last half hour. And so here we are. So it was just a whacked out day, man. It was a weird day that I'll talk about later, because I need to talk about it, because it was crazy. Here's an interview with Warhorse. Is this afterwards? So last week we got Eddie Kingston. I believe Eddie Kingston was a hit last week.
Kingston was a huge hit. He had such an outpouring of support, a huge outcry of people saying, sign him now.
Right.
How have you not signed him? Especially with the story that they sold on TV of him selling his wrestling boots during the, pandemic just to make ends meet. So everyone's like, sign this guy. What are you doing? He's great, and he's going without eating. Like that's the story they're portraying. But still, if you want to make it somewhat believable, hire the damn guy. What are you waiting on?
Dude, one of my toes feels like it's on fire. One of my toes. I don't know what the fuck.
Fell asleep.
No, one of my toes feels itchy, like there's a bug bite, and like it's on fire at the same time, and yet none of my other toes feel that way. It's so fucking weird. I don't know what's going on.
That's weird.
It is weird. And that's going on right now, and I don't even know what the hell's going on. Here he is. Let's see a little bit of this. I mean, so...
Fans all over the world could not wait for your appearance here on Dynamite. You did come up short against Cody for the TNT Championship, but what was it like out there for you?
What was it like? It's live by the sword, or it's die by the sword. Here at All Elite Wrestling, you have people leading professional wrestling into the next generation. It's the champions that lead us into the next generation. It's people like Cody that know that professional wrestling is the greatest sport between the earth and sky. It's the most entertaining sport in the world. And people like him listen to our generation. They listen to the people that wanted Warhorse. I don't know what the future has in store for Warhorse, but you might play by your rules, Cody, but Warhorse plays by his own set of rules. Rule number 1, Warhorse rules ass!
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
So I
passionate.
Warhorse rules ass. This sounds like a promo that I would cut in promo school back in wrestling class when I was in wrestling promo class, which wasn't called promo class because that's lame, but it was just we were doing promos and learning. Now they call it promo class, and it sounds so stupid. That sounds like a promo that I would have cut, to be honest, back in that time. And I would have literally had Warbeard Hansen say to me, who, by the way, is now in WWE as what's his name in WWE? Do you remember?
Ivar? Right?
Ivar, yeah, Ivar in WWE. He would have literally said to me, and he did say to me,
He's
he
cute.
did. No, is he? Oh, really? I gotta look.
Isn't that the joke that everybody says?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, his eyes really. The other guy, not so much really. The other guy.
Well, that's what they make a joke with. Isn't that the joke that they have running? Ivar's
literally-
cute and
that's
Eric's a slouch.
That's what I'm setting up, man. You ruined it.
Oh shit! Who actually watches Raw? Not us.
Nobody. No, but that's funny. No, but he literally would have said to me, yeah, man, that's really cool. You got all this emotion, intense and stuff like that, but nobody's going to take that seriously. You need to think of something else that fits you because that doesn't seem right. So, what did he say at the end? I mean, because that's kind of funny.
Rules. Rule number 1, Warhorse rules ass!
I rule ass.
I'm sorry, man. It's like I like weird stuff and crazy things and stupid sayings and slogans. Like I like
he's an 80s character. He's a reincarnated Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, he's like I'm gonna be the 80s and Ultimate Warrior mixed. But I can talk. I'm not, but I don't know, dude. There's something missing here. Warhorse rules ass. I just lost the match, but I rule ass.
I got my ass kicked, but it
Good
still
Lord.
rules.
I like him though, but it's something about him I do like. But
He's got a very unique personality, so I get why people might be excited for him. But when you throw him into a title match, people don't know him. Kingston got to cut this big elaborate promo beforehand. I don't really feel like we got as much of an introduction with Warhorse this time. There was just a little bit beforehand, so
it was just taken so much more seriously. Like Eddie Kingston came in and you're like, oh shit. Like even if you didn't know, I feel like if you didn't know Eddie Kingston, you wanted to pretend you did.
There is a thing you have to see though. You have to see Justin Roberts saying his name.
What do you call him? Warhorse?
No, it was Warhorse, but the way he goes about it, that when he does the Moxley stuff and drags it on, he tried to have like this deep voice yell, like a metal screamer type idea almost.
Right.
And it just war, but he dragged it out it was ridiculous. It's very, very cringy. I'm sorry, but it stood out. And speaking of standing out, no what's his name? No Excalibur tonight either.
Really? I didn't even notice that. Who was on?
No Excalibur. We had Taz, Tony Schiavone, and JR on commentary. And Taz, after he finished his little backstage promo, resumed his commentary as third man position. So,
oh man, I might have enjoyed that. I didn't even realize it.
No Excalibur after the Me Too movement with him saying the N-word quite a few times.
Oh, is that why?
Nothing's been confirmed online, but all of those videos came out this week of him using the N-word in multiple videos.
Well, I got news.
Once with the A, as a joke type thing, but another one with the hard R. He said it directly at his opponent that night. So, I mean, like, he didn't just say, like, what up my N-words, like he did in the one. The other one, he outright said, you N-word, to his black opponent. So, I don't know.
These
Kevin
videos
Owens
came
is involved in one of them, too. So.
Yeah, Kevin said it, too. But these came out before he was hot. So when AEW was starting, these came out. Like, everybody was like, they're going to hire this guy?
Yeah, this is old news. I thought, some of this controversy was already brought up, but I guess now, and the sad part is, I mean, this is old stuff too, very old.
Well, not only is it old stuff, but we already saw it too. Like I was tweeted, tagged in it a year ago. Like they were like, look at Excalibur, like, and I'm like, they were like, Joe, look at this guy, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna say? I've done all this stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? I've had moments. We've done things, shock things on the shows. So does anyone really think Excalibur is some kind of like nobody really thinks the guy is really like some kind of racist. Like, but
I don't think so. But
he could be in trouble.
He's been painted in such a way. So now he's what? Is he going to have to follow Sammy's footsteps and be suspended for a month as well for sensitivity training?
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, I feel like everybody on the roster has said something that will come back to bite them in the ass. So,
right,
what are you going to have? Everybody suspended 1 month at a time,
dude. I don't.
You know,
like
look at the promos Taz cut in ECW.
Right.
We can find a few things to cancel him for.
Right.
Calling people fags outright, and I mean, it would take no time at all. Same thing with Cody when he did the Stardust gimmick and was switching out of it. He was, the whole androgynous comments, and there's tons of stuff with everybody.
Now we have Taz, then you're on, Joe. Big Merc says, yeah, then I'll be canceled. So what's the difference? Then I'll just be a matter of time until I'm canceled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would be the difference if I worked there?
And that's the thing.
You'd have to literally start with me coming out and being like, you're going to see some things, like, I don't know, like whatever, I'd have to wear like
just
a
like the Sammy
rainbow
thing, though,
shirt.
it's ridiculous.
I'd have to wear a rainbow shirt and like a BLM and a rainbow shirt, like and then I like or something like, and then I have to like suck Sunny Kiss off in the locker room or something, like it would it'd be crazy. Like I wouldn't, and you could try to bring the shoe on the other foot. I wouldn't be mad either if I heard like, say if I heard years ago, like I heard a promo by Sunny Kiss, and Sunny Kiss was like, we should kill all the straight white males. And it starts with you tonight, Tom. And and he's talking about his opponent. You know what I mean? He's like got a white opponent. He's like, you're the like. I wouldn't be offended by that. I think it's funny. Like I get it. Like or like whatever. It's just like, man, people say crazy stuff because of a lot of things. People say stuff because of characters too. Here, what I don't understand is Stone Cold Steve Austin says the N-word in The Longest Yard. He calls but that's not him. It's a character. And a lot of these things are character decisions. And that's the thing, too. Like,
these guys are playing characters, so they're playing, a character as a wrestler. You're not yourself still. You might be an amped-up version of yourself, but you're still not portraying your own, 100% real thoughts and feelings. Same thing as if you said it on Broadway, or, that's what a promo is. It's Broadway. It's theater.
Yeah.
That's so it's coming after somebody. As where Sammy's, agree or disagree, just devil's advocate point, he said that as Sammy on his own personal time,
right?
And made a foolish comment. But then you flash to this was as a work. So
yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that it's lower on the. It's a bad. You basically you come out and you say, listen, like this is at the time we were trying to be shocking. It was an idea. We went along with it. It's not me. It's like an idea and a character. It was a poor decision to do it. I should have been able to say like, yeah, let's not do that. But I did it, and there's nothing I can do about that now. I certainly haven't done it recently. Wouldn't do it now. It's stupid. Look at it. I'm embarrassed by it. And now that I work for a large company like this, little things like this, that's why probably I didn't make it for years, because I was doing goofy gimmicks like that. And there's nothing I can do, man. I mean, what? I mean, should we kill me? I mean, should I end my life right now because of it? Like, what should I do? Should I kill myself? Like, what? Like, and if you say that, what is anybody gonna say to you after that? What's anybody gonna say?
Really.
Like, listen,
where do you go from here?
I'm not racist. I made a stupid joke. It was racist, a racist angle. That was the point. We were trying to go with a racist angle because people really liked that. Wanted a bad character. It's a stupid thing we did that was done years ago, and stupid things are said and whatever. And, I want to move on from it. And I hope you guys do too, if you let me move on. And
what did you say? Owen said the word? I knew he was in the video. I didn't know he said anything.
I think he might have said it. I don't know that.
Yeah,
I don't know
I just knew that he was in the video clip that I saw, but
you might not have said
WWE will probably have a field day with that then if this is all service.
They'll probably ignore it. I mean, Randy Orton said it on a live video game stream recently, and they just ignored that.
True, but I wonder if Owens is as revered as Orton, so Orton can get away with a lot more, I'm sure. Orton in WWE might be able to murder a baby on live TV and find a way to be like, oh, it was the voices,
I get a Big Merc in the chat goes, I get offended by stupid people with no work ethic. I'd probably be Dan if I was in a company too, because this is a character, and it's like, well, that was kind of because to separate a little bit, I'd be like, well, it was a little bit of a character because there were some things that Joe did that Dan wouldn't do. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there, and it's like, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin said the N-word in a movie. It's like that was an act. He was acting. A lot of
Chat says that Owen said it too. A few people said it.
Oh wow,
So
yeah, okay.
allegedly, that's the case. So, well, we'll see if it gets swept under the rug.
I'm glad all these people have done this stuff so that like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like we're not the only.
You're not in bad company.
A lot of people have done stupid things. I mean, I've said some dumb things, and I think the thing that bothers me is I don't virtue signal about it. Like I'm not virtue signaling to everybody about be this or be that. I don't do that. But the thing that bothers me is like I do feel bad if people are offended by stuff, like a little bit. Like if people actually really are angry and offended, it's like, oh, that sucks because that's not what I ever wanted to do or what anybody ever wanted to do.
But it seems like every time this happens, there might be, out of 1,000 angry people, one person is legitimately, unnerved or upset by what happened.
Right.
That's how it feels. Like with the Sammy thing, I feel like no one was actually bothered because they knew that he's basically was a child. He was so young then.
Uh-huh.
And
well, I mean, God,
years ago, he's changed since then. You obviously seen him grow with his vlogs and how he's acting now. So,
I wouldn't even say. I'd just say bullshit, man. Listen, I'm crazy. When I get on a show, like I try to be over the top and ridiculous and shocking, and I don't care what it is. And I didn't expect that girl to hear that or any women to hear that, and I said some creepy shit. And fact of the matter is, that's what I do. Suck it. Like that's what I would have said if I was Sammy. I don't know, man. Like I love everybody, so like I don't care if people like if people say something like about Sammy, or I'm sure Kevin Owens is similar. Where you love people, you care about everybody, you're not homophobic, you could like you're fine with gays, you support them, you're fine with everybody, and so like as long as you know who you are, I don't give a shit what people think. Like I don't care what I've said. I don't care about the worst thing that I've ever said in my life on air. I've never said anything like this privately, and that's what matters to me. Publicly, clearly, I've said stuff to be shocking, and if that's what somebody gets upset about, the bottom line is I don't care because I know I know who I am, and I know that I'm not racist, and I know that I'm not homophobic, but I do know that I will say crazy shit, and so that's it, and so fuck everybody else. So Sammy Guevara, he only got 3 weeks off, or what? How long was it? 4 weeks off?
Yeah, he was gone for a month.
So. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe they just figured, let's keep him off for a week, see what happens. If it dies down, bring him back next week like it didn't happen.
Yeah, it depends on how crazy the witch hunt gets. So
maybe they'll even start next week with Excalibur being like, hey, may have noticed I wasn't here last week. Years ago, I made comments and, a situation, that I decided we thought was a good idea. In retrospect, it was... while some people may have enjoyed it, it was racist and has no place in wrestling anymore, and I'm embarrassed to have been a part of it. And but that'll just bring more light to it, and everybody will just go looking for it then. And like it's like you almost just, don't say anything and like just move on. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Are there?
Yeah,
really...
I wouldn't say anything. I would just move on entirely.
I don't know, man. Maybe
I wouldn't address it.
I mean, you go the Vince McMahon route.
Yeah, I would just, for this instance, I mean, to me, it's a case-by-case basis. But for this now, I wouldn't say anything. It's so long ago. It's not an issue, at least with anybody so far, it seems, in the company. Let it go. As long as your staff isn't upset with you for what was said and you don't have any internal heat, I think you're fine.
What do you think about, so Eddie Kingston versus Warhorse? Who's the successful one here?
I'd say Kingston.
Right. I mean, I think his character
that would be my go-to.
His personality and character also lead to helping him out with that entrance, the promo. I mean, Eddie Kingston scares me. Like when he's screaming and talking about how he's going to hurt somebody. If that guy was in my house at 1 a.m. in my living room and was eating something, and I came down with like a weapon, like a bat or a sword, and I seen Eddie Kingston and he was like eating out of my fridge, and he turned around, he looked at me and he went, "What's up? So I'm gonna fucking finish eating this, and then I'm gonna kill you and your family. And I'm gonna wait to kill you last because I want you to see your children bleed out." Like I would be like, "Oh my god, like this is fucking scary. Like I'm gonna have to kill this. Like this is gonna be insane." I would be like a little worried. Like this is pretty crazy. This guy's fucking scary. Like, and I would have to kill this. And you'd be like, I need to stop this guy, but this is scary. Warhorse is standing in my living room, even if he didn't have the paint on. And he now, Eddie. All right, let me back this up a little bit, Jake. And this is ridiculous what I'm about to say. Let's back this up. It's 1 a.m. and I hear banging and noises, and I go, oh my God, somebody's breaking in. And I grab my weapon, my crossbow or my sword or whatever I've got, right? Which I have all of these things. I come downstairs. Eddie Kingston is in the middle of my living room eating my ice cream out of my freezer. Eddie Kingston just turns around and looks at me, and he slowly just starts licking the ice cream cone, like. And then he looks at me, and he goes, "These are some good ice creams. How you doing tonight?" That alone, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
that's
I'm like
so unnerving and fear-inducing.
However, Warhorse could show up, and he could be in my living room at 1 a.m., and he could turn around and say, "I'm here to kill and rape your family in front of you." And I would be less terrified by Warhorse. Like, he could say, I'm here to rape and kill your family in front of you. And I would just be like, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off. I'm gonna hurt you, like, whoever you are, Warhorse or whatever. I am gonna beat the hell out of this guy, and I'm gonna throw you out the window, dude. You're
not gonna have him eat your ice cream for your ice cream rule ass.
You're gonna die in my house tonight. Like, that's what I'd be thinking. You're going to die in my house tonight. Yeah, it just as he's dying, my house rules ass. So yeah, you could literally have Eddie Kingston could be in my house and say, "Hey, I got the wrong house," and I would be pretty freaked out until I saw him leave the house. But yeah. Warhorse, no, you guy could tell me he's going to skin my family, and I wouldn't be scared.
Like, I've seen worse.
So anyway,
that's when you point to Eddie on the couch, and Eddie would just be still eating ice cream. What's up? You know? Get the hell out of my house, you junkie. Like, that's exactly what you think. Like, dude, get out of my house, you junkie. But Eddie Kingston, you'd be like, oh shit, this, like, I better be able to fight, or my family's gonna be killed. But like, yeah, you start sizing him up and getting really, tense.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude,
Well, especially the psychology behind it, the way he tries to de-escalate it, like, how are you doing? Those type of, that's so fear-inducing. It's insane. Yeah. So.
And listen, again, Warhorse, I kind of like it. Maybe I'm all right with it. But yeah, I think Eddie Kingston clearly wins the indie surprise show up of. But what I will say is AEW has done a great job of creating this hype around guys that some of us may know or not know, because these guys are coming from all different pockets, right? So obviously there's going to be like 10,000 people who are like, oh yeah, and then the rest of the world and country is going to be like, what?
Are they going to give a shot, though, to those that are legitimately over and deserve it, or is it only going to be to the friends and friends of friends, though? That's my worry.
Well, a lot of
because you didn't see it tonight, but we saw Zack Ryder. He made it his debut in AEW. Zack Ryder saved Cody. So,
oh really?
You have that to look forward to, and you don't know this, but we're gonna have to discuss it anyways. So, in lieu of the review, huge spoiler here, Joe. I'm sorry, but that's right. The original Funkadactyl, Cameron, is now All Elite.
But she can't wrestle.
She is All Elite. God damn it, Joe! Did you not hear what I said?
Oh my God,
Ariane is a goddess among the wrestling gifted, and she is now All Elite.
What is she doing in AEW?
She is Nyla Rose's tag partner for the women's thing that they're doing coming up.
What? Who's she friends with that she's here?
God knows. Somebody in there is good friends with her. So the tournament is a random draw. All competitors must draw a color. Matching colors will become a team, and selections are final and cannot be appealed. So they're going to match up people randomly. So, okay. All right. So now we got Nyla Rose and Ariane. So they're trying to show like anybody could be, paired together. Isn't that kooky? Isn't that quirky? So instead of having predetermined teams and having people face off, they're doing it where they're just going to pair females together. Already it feels like a terrible, wasted idea. And I'm not sure on this. Got to ask the chat to clarify, because I was hoping you would be able to. But it sounded to me, the way they explained it, that it might be something we see on Dark, not the weekly, Dynamite show.
I watched some of Dark the other day, and I didn't see it, but
no, this would be starting.
Next
soon.
week. Okay,
it hasn't
coming
started yet, so it's coming later this summer. Keep saying.
Dark was, it's a 2-hour show the other night, and
yeah, they had something like 12 matches, I believe.
Man,
so.
I'll tell you what. You should watch. Everybody should watch it. It's interesting. It's pretty decent. I haven't gotten through all of it yet, but it was nice, man.
Yeah. So Matt Cardona, obviously, Zack Ryder is going to take on. It's going to be Cody and Matt versus Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order next week, and that'll be Matt's in-ring debut for AEW. So, starting off with this show, though. We had the Inner Circle come out, so obviously we get the whole group. Sammy's back, and they're going to take on Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, Trent, and Chuck Taylor. They all come out to Orange Cassidy's music. This was an match for me. It didn't have the excitement factor that previous multi-men matches have seemingly had in AEW. So it felt like a lot of chaos and disorganized chaos. And it all was trying to lead up to a big moment and a distraction. And that was the debut, or re-debut, I should say, of Matt Hardy. He came out at the end to offer a distraction. And this way, Sammy Guevara was distracted. And Matt came out with no gimmick, just as Matt Hardy had different music. No costume on. We heard, during the week and throughout last week that he was losing and stripping himself of all these gimmicks.
Right.
He wanted to be just Matt. So it looks like he's rekindling the fire that was him and Sammy Guevara, and they're going to continue that feud. But, Matt Hardy interfered, and they went ahead and, Luchasaurus hit a chokeslam, roundhouse kick on Guevara, got the win, and they won. So, I mean, I haven't been, it's been so jumbled and chaotic with Matt Hardy this whole time. And he said that he thought when he debuted, he was going to be an arena with tons of, live viewers in person. And he feels like his characters don't come to life without the fans being in attendance. And I agree. You need that interaction to make it work, unless you're going to do everything theatrical, which week to week, that's not possible. Unless he's doing a delete type match or some, long story. It's not going to be feasible for him to do this week in and week out, on the weekly televised show. So he needs to go ahead and have a character that he can consistently bring forth on TV. And being himself, I think, might work. It's interesting enough that we haven't seen him in quite some time. So I'm trying to give Matt Hardy the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still not overly excited. I'm kind of apprehensive.
I am out. I have lost all hope at this point. I am done. This is the worst thing ever. I'm
very apprehensive, but I'm hopeful that he'll be able to recover it, because I can't let go. I like Matt so much. I admit my bias there, but I have such a soft spot for the guy, and all he's, the entertainment he's given me throughout the years. I don't feel right turning my back on him, but this has just not been enjoyable with anything he's done in AEW yet.
Well, I thought him showing up, and then the stuff with the drone, and even the fight that they had at the football stadium during that.
The Stadium Stampede was okay, but some of the stuff with Matt was some of the stuff I liked the least. So,
yeah, I liked everything up until that, but I don't like this at all. So
yeah, because the broken gimmick just doesn't fit right now.
But I'd rather have like skits of Matt being at home as the broken character. But I don't like,
but it would have to be all cinematic for it to work right.
Right,
now.
and people are lazy at this point. They don't want to have to keep writing or filming these cinematic things every week, and that's the thing. So he needs a character where he can just go out there every week, and it's not a big deal. Like, okay, I'm gonna go wrestle, or I'm gonna go say something, and that's it. And this character is inducing writer's block, because every week you have to come up with some mystical thing to do or say or create, so it's too much work. So I get it.
Yeah.
But
and that's why they did this multifaceted character with Matt, where he had all of these different gimmicks that he could switch between. Big Money Matt, 1.0, the different versions of himself. Okay, fine. So if he was going to, but he canceled his gimmicks. He wants to straight be himself. I'm going to give it a chance, but I'm very apprehensive.
Why couldn't we? I just don't understand, man. Like, I don't like it. I'm actually kind of angry. Like, why didn't he do something in a match where he's like, he again came in convoluted, where he started broken, and then all of a sudden he's not, and he is, and then he's not, and then he's...
Yeah, he was full bore into the gimmick, and then he was switching between other gimmicks.
But there was no reason. Like, we didn't know why. And so now the reason is, oh, well, it's wrestling, and I just pretend. Why did you do that? Why did Matt Hardy come out and do that? He was literally, in 2016, this guy wouldn't break kayfabe. He'd be leaving a signing as Broken Matt Hardy, and in the parking lot he'd be like, Joe, so what did you think tonight? And I'd be like, oh, dude, I think that this and that. And he'd be like, yeah. He's like, wait till next week. And then somebody would come up to us randomly and be like, oh, Matt Hardy. And then he'd be like, yeah, Joe. And I'd think, yes, what is it? And he would go right back into character. Like, it was crazy. Like, he would only be out of character for the people working at the wrestling show or whatever it is. Anybody he encountered, he would immediately be back into, yes, it's a parallel universe has sent you to me to have you sign your boots in front of your mother. Hello, Mom. The stars are speaking. Like, and you'd be like, what the fuck? And then you go right back to, anyway. So, I think next week I'll be on Impact at the beginning, and you should watch what we do with this. And then like anybody just, hey Matt, like, and he would just go. It was just like he wouldn't get out of the character, and it was amazing. Me and you said this in 2016 and 17, whatever it was, 2016. And we were like, this is a commitment that is amazing, and it's so fun and amazing. And now it's been raped. It's just like, I'm not, I am, I'm not, now I'm not, I am, I could be. And there's no reason to it. And I really cared about this character. And in my opinion, if you were going to stop doing it, I would have written it off somehow. Like he falls off the ring, or he sees a light, or he falls into the river in his house, or whatever. Something happens, and he's like, broken. I understand that I've been broken before, and I don't know why that happens or why this entity is engulfed my body. It wreaks havoc at my home life. But I'm regular Matt Hardy right now, and I don't know where this is gone. But I'm ready to get back into wrestling the way I know how, and I don't know what happened to and if he like played up the character, like I want to like kind of believe in this character in a way, and so like. Maybe it's still real to me, damn it, but it's like him just being like, let's just change every week or whatever. And even if the gimmick was that he's got a bunch of things in his head, they never went 100% on that either. So again, I felt, why is this happening? And every time I had to say every week, why is this happening? Why is he now switching? Like what? And so I never understood the switching thing. I never understood why he wasn't broken anymore thing. And now I don't understand why he's regular Matt Hardy again. Like, I don't understand, except he came out and said why, that he just decided, like, oh, I decided. But now you broke all the kayfabe, all that stuff that I was, it'd be like if in a movie, they stopped the movie, and in the movie they were like, hey, everybody, we know that, this is Back to the Future 3. And I mean, I'm Michael J. Fox, and I know that in this movie, the Doc Brown is going to be more of the Marty character, and Marty's going to kind of take the role of Doc, where the Doc is getting a little irresponsible and reckless and stuff like that, and Marty is going to be the one, and we're going to focus on this love story with the Doc, and like you're like, what the fuck? And then they continued with the movie, and you just be like, fuck this movie, I don't want to see this anymore. That's what Matt Hardy did. Why didn't Matt Hardy
what are you doing?
Why didn't he just come out and just be like, the entity left me, and now I'm Matt Hardy? And that would be more funny, because it'd be fun to play along or whatever. I don't know, dude. I think this has been completely botched. He was botched in WWE. The gimmick died because of that a little bit. And now he's just running into the ground here.
One of the biggest returns of all time he and his brother had at WrestleMania 33. One of the loudest ovations we heard in years, half a decade. That raucous ovation from the crowd was so loud.
Now,
And
part
they
of
were
that,
so over, and then they ruined them.
yeah, well, part of that was, I mean, you got half of those people, right? They're all doing the delete. Like, they're all doing, like, delete, here, they're here. But the other half has no idea about the delete. They're
But
just
they
like
love
the
the
Hardy
Hardy
Boys.
Boys.
Right.
So there was no way to fail there, it seemed like.
The bottom line is,
well,
the bottom line is in 2016, Matt Hardy was the most over thing in wrestling to at least 900,000 people. To 900,000 people, Matt Hardy was the most over thing in wrestling in 2016, it felt. And it's never gotten close to that again. And in fact, it's gotten so bad that a lot of people that didn't see Impact at that time or didn't watch that fully, when they hear about the broken thing and see it now, they just go, what? I don't know. Why did people think this was good? Well, you're right. This isn't good. But what he had
what
been
about
doing,
him talking to a fish and a horse in front of a blue background was good. You know,
I got to tell you, even the WWE stuff. I mean, at least now it's. I don't know, man. What they're doing now. What the hell? We got to go to the donations. We've been really holding these off.
My name is Ryback.
Oh shit!
Ryback.
Yeah.
Give me some more money.
Finish
My name's Ryback. I want that money, money, money. My name is fucking Ryback. Give me some more money. Money is my crack. My name's Ryback. Ryback.
Solid 8/10. I liked a lot of the promos tonight. By far the best was MJF's "We deserve better" speech. Fucking had the presidential look and had a fucking podium. Also, Joe, you missed out on Matt Cardona's C debut tonight.
The Soundwave 92, thank you for the $40, man. Damn. I mean, as soon as this is over, I'm gonna go watch everything, man. I'm really excited.
It is worth seeing, but I wasn't crazy about a ton of it. All in all, like there was some really good parts, but
for
definitely
AEW,
some of the things you can skip through. So yeah, with AEW, I mean, the first match right away wasn't even a match. Halfway through it, they were still all killing each other, but it was supposed to be a tag match. They should have had that initial match. When you see it, I'm sure you'll agree, be an elimination match. But having 10 men all fighting in the ring at the same time, it didn't actually become a tag match until the last several minutes. Everybody was just fighting one another in the ring, and it was just this pure clusterfuck chaos, like Scam Cartoon said earlier. He said it was just a clusterfuck, and that's exactly what it was, but not in a good way. And then when we finally got to the point of the tag match, you know, in the ending, you had, you had the Soul Food, and then you had the Codebreaker, and then you had, like, it was just finish, and then, oh, look, Matt's the distraction, and the faces win. It just felt very, very underwhelming and chaotic, and not in a good way whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm here. I see that from a lot of people saying like, "Oh yeah, it was kind of underwhelming." And what's this?
We covered Warhorse and Cody, but I mean, Warhorse comes out, and him and Cody, you know, you see a short near fall in the beginning, a few hip tosses. They get out on the floor, you know, they start going side headlocking each other outside of the ring. Finally, they get back to his feet, and Cody gets up. Warhorse takes over. You know, we see some suplexes, drop kicks, and Cody gets double stomped, and then eats a huge flying elbow for a big near fall. Warhorse is going to try it again. Looks like he injures his knee a little bit, and Cody goes for the figure four, and Warhorse has to tap. So it's a 10-minute match, and like I said, maybe if it wasn't a title match, or they just didn't ever feel like on equal footing. They didn't feel like, they really were equal, opponents. They just didn't have that type of feeling to it, really. I mean, I don't want to knock Warhorse. Again, this is someone that I'm not overly familiar with, and that certainly shows. Had he had a better introduction tonight, I feel like maybe I would have resonated with him and his character more. But so after the match, Warhorse tries to fend off the Dark Order, who is coming out to beat up Cody. He's unable to do so. Warhorse gets kicked to the outside, and two of the Dark Order members start beating up Cody. And that's when Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, goes ahead, comes out, clears the ring, and hits his old finisher there on both of them, hugs Cody, they embrace each other. So next week we'll see them team up to take on the Dark Order.
Just happen to be here tonight. No, so the Dark Order is basically just around to help debut people or whatever.
Sadly, I mean, that's kind of been their MO for a while now. They, on Being the Elite, they've had this really great comedy run the past 4 weeks, I think it's been. And the stuff they've done has been really, really funny. I know we highlighted it last week, papers, all this stuff, and Griff Garrison, it was funny, but sadly, if they want to use them like a full-on comedy gimmick, fine, do that. If you want to use them as strictly jobbers who are, they're there to elevate other talent and put people over, fine. But you have them, in so many pots and they're in so many wells that it's just, you don't know what they are. You don't really know what to make of it. Are they a cult? Are they just, what's the purpose of the cult? What are you getting out of being in the cult? When they were winning and you saw them becoming number one contenders, all right, at least it, started to make a glimmer of sense. Like, all right, you're getting something out of this. But when we get to that match, I'll go in more with it. But
it's kind of amazing how the debut of Luke Harper or Brody Lee. It's hard to bounce around all these different names, but Brody Lee, the debut, and Matt Hardy's debut, and it was in front of nobody, but it was awesome. We were so hyped about that. And the Dark Order has been great over on, like you said, BTE. They've been hilarious on YouTube. But
yeah, they've been very, very entertaining and charismatic, and they've each kind of had their own thing to themselves. Even Uno this week, instead of getting hit with the papers, puts on a football helmet, of the Jaguars and starts laughing like a maniacal bastard. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Really well done. One of the things I forgot to mention, too, is we got a really good, yet again, promo from Moxley. So he says he tries to stay out of people's businesses and, but not this time. And I thought my issue with Cage was over, but you had to bully my compadre, talking about Darby Allen. He said that Ricky Starks had fallen in with the wrong crowd, and I dare you to try and bully me because I don't always start fights, but I will finish them. So really short, straight to the point, but damn good, poetic almost. Really like this promo.
Yeah,
so
that's really good to know.
Definitely a positive.
What about, so this is the MJF one, or this is the other one?
No, this is Moxley.
So Moxley hit a good one.
Yeah, this came before Warhorse's promo.
I think Moxley's been hitting pretty decent promos like for weeks, but they're just kind of like solid, just decent, like, okay. Sort of like Randy Orton's promos to me. Like, I'm like, all right, yeah, like this guy knows how to cut a promo, but I'm not like blown away. I'll tell you what, man, was it Taz tonight too? And I know we made fun of it at the beginning of the show tonight when we started this review. But Taz, I felt like really kind of hit a pretty good promo too tonight. I think everybody, from what I saw, MJF murdered a promo apparently tonight. So
yeah, he did amazing.
Was MJF the promo of the night? Was anything better than MJF?
There was nothing better than MJF. He was promo of the century at this point. I mean, he's cut some excellent promos, but tonight this stood out. This was really good. So
great.
I mean,
nice.
he's kind of in a league of his own as far as heels go.
Yeah, he's really. That guy's on fire, man, when he gets on the mic.
Jericho to come out after the last match where Ryder was debuted. And I made a joke on Twitter, but, they didn't shut the lights off for Zack Ryder. Come on.
The lights didn't come out for Zack, yeah.
For nobody tonight. I'm telling you, they missed out. So Tony Schiavone's on the stage, and he's going to speak about All Out. And then Chris Jericho interrupts. And, he said that they were furious. And you have Sammy saying that, he's swearing revenge. He's basically interpreting for Chris Jericho because he's so angry.
Right.
So it was funny, but Jericho goes on and says that he's going to beat Orange Cassidy in a rematch. And when he defeats Cassidy again, Cassidy would have to pay him $7,000 cash for the jacket that he ruined. And then, keynote here, Jericho challenged Orange Cassidy to a debate. And there's also going to be a surprise moderator, I guess. But next week, they're going to have a debate against each other. They're making it Super Wednesday. So it's AEW Super Wednesday next week. There's going to be a championship match. Jon Moxley and Darby Allen are going to be taking on each other. So that's exciting. And we're also going to get to see the MJF's doing his like presidential make the show better. We deserve better. And he's starting his own hashtags. And he's doing the very vote for MJF for a better future for AEW presidential type promos. So it next week is going to be a very politically themed show, if you want to kind of give it that, gimmick.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that'll be interesting. I mean, I guess.
So they're doing another, they seem to realize if they give every week a special, gimmick of some sorts, it draws in a bit more viewers.
AEW is going to have more debates than Biden.
It seems that way. So
okay, Matt Rules, we get it. We like you. Matt Rules, baby. Raid time from Matt. Thank you, Matt LaTroy. So
yeah,
you rule, buddy. What up, man?
Then we went ahead and we had Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defending their titles against the Dark Order. So we have Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. This was my favorite match of the night. Uno and Grayson really ate a lot of damage and got to look pretty decent for the most part. They didn't look like bumbling idiots. And I really liked the finish because Grayson almost broke up the combo that they do, the buckshot lariat V-trigger. They hit that on Uno, and Grayson was maybe a half of a hand away from breaking up the pinfall, just a second too late. So it looked like any given day they maybe could have come out on top. So it didn't look like they were total schlubs and got themselves completely defeated and torn apart. I appreciated the finish. I liked the match a lot. Very competitive. If two people seem to agree in the chat, match of the night for sure. So,
right. Oh, wow.
On commentary, we had Brody Lee there, and he had Anna Jay with him and Colt Cabana. So I didn't see Anna Jay. I don't even think they showed her on the screen until a glimpse of her much later. But I was surprised to see her because we haven't seen her at all with anything lately. They kind of offered her a spot in the Dark Order when we saw her main roster debut when she wasn't on Dark anymore, and then from there we haven't seen anything from her. So it's been pretty baffling and confusing. We saw her lose to Abaddon, if I'm saying her name correctly, and then after that was it. So all right, I guess she's back in the Dark Order. So after the match concluded, Anna Jay and Colt Cabana were ordered to the back. Brody Lee ushers them away, says, "I don't want you to see this." And then he scolds, the guys that lost. He knocks senseless Uno and Grayson.
Would it be funny if he did this thing where people disappointed him and he lashes them with a belt or something? Like
he should be a bit more sadistic.
Like in Fifth Element when Gary Oldman's like, "I am very disappointed." Like it'd be funny if he did that every time they lost. He was like, "I am disappointed," and then
that's what they were going for
people
here.
with a belt.
They didn't quite get the execution. It was still good, but the sadistic nature of Brody Lee could be certainly amped up quite a bit more. And that's when he continued to go ahead and cut a promo on Kenny Omega and said, "Oh, at least you showed up this week when we attacked, but we still have the numbers, and this is the last time, you guys are going to piss me off." And that's when all the Dark Order started to attack everybody in the ring, and FTR comes out. They've got their cooler. They make the save. It's kind of the same thing that we've seen, Dark Order retreats, they take away, and, that was pretty much it. That's the end of that. So definitely best match of the night. I feel like the Dark Order held their own. They didn't look like total, pathetic schlubs as they've been built at some points in time. So that was impressive as well. Again, we don't quite know what to make of them yet, and I hope they kind of clarify and rectify some of the mistakes they've made with this group, because they could be interesting if they just do a bit more refocusing with them.
So would you say that tonight was a little more rocky? It sounds like tonight was more rocky than last week. So
yes, tonight was not anywhere near the level of what we got last week. I would probably give tonight a 6. We did get a short promo from Britt Baker, which was okay, but that was the only glimmer of hope for the women's division. We had Shida and Diamante, and I didn't care for the match. And this is the second time that we've had her. She was there last week, and she didn't really have a great showing. Now she faces Shida this week. Again, doesn't have a good showing. So I don't know. I don't know what to, how to chalk that up, but just it wasn't a good match. And then we get the announcement of Vicky Guerrero showing Nyla Rose that this is going to be your partner. And yay, it's Cameron Ariane.
Oh my God.
So
I just
what
can't
everybody
believe.
wants. So you went from a shitty women's match to a shitty announcement and a ridiculous stipulation put in place for their women's tag tournament that they're having, making it, where it's random. So now it's just a total waste. As where before they could have entered as teams. We're like, oh, good, they're going to take, female tag teams from outside of AEW, bring them in. We had all these ideas and possibilities of what it could have been, and they shit the bed with it. So
that's a nightmare, man. I can't even. The women's division is a mess, and they were starting to gain back ground. It seemed like they were starting to make you feel like they were trying again, and maybe like they were about to turn a curve or whatever. And then they have a bad match tonight, like you said, and then they announced this. Like, what? So like people are all over, like they're signing their friends. Like I've seen that all over Twitter. I don't even know what people are talking about, and all over Twitter it's all they're signing their friends, and so there's this real negative right now. And because why
it's
are these
felt that way forever already, and now seeing Ryder there and Ariane, it's not a great look, especially when I know a lot of people are high on Zack Ryder. I've never been a big proponent of his.
I mean, like, are people, dude? I mean, announce a bunch of nobodies at a wrestling show, then announce like Zack Ryder's the headline. How many tickets sell? Then announce that Warhorse is the head. Announce that. Cameron's I would be curious to see how many tickets would sell. If those were the cases. I don't understand. At least Zack Ryder did have a moment where he was super over with all the fans.
Yeah,
and
when he won the U.S. title, when he won the IC title, he's had some huge moments. He even had that big WrestleMania moment. So
isn't the guy that friggin'. The guy that, what's his name? The guy that wrestles with Dustin, isn't that guy hired because they're friends? I mean, why is
QT Marshall?
Yeah, and there's another one. I mean, I don't know, man. Like QT's like the one that's now you got Zack Ryder. I mean, this is getting a little kind of ridiculous. Here comes a dono. Yeah. Oh, it's turkeys.
Oh shit.
What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us, if they had to hate us. Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our butt. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? Hope you guys subscribe down below if you're new. Turkeys ate us. What if they ate our fucking nuts? I'm telling you, man, these turkeys are gonna take over, and they're gonna goddamn eat us. All right, I'm telling you. Instead of mashed potatoes, instead the turkeys ate us. Yo, take that, Warhorse.
Joe, you have to watch tonight's AU after this. My nickel, it was an 8.5. That's what she said. Zack Ryder is all elite. #niggas for Trump.
You really think, wow, 8.4?
Geez, if this guy Warhorse is what today's wrestling fan is marking out for, it's no wonder wrestling fandom isn't growing and casuals are leaving.
Well, I mean, you might be right, man, but look at the contradiction in those donations. Scavenger, thank you for the $3.50, but before that, Trelove 937 said he loved it, 8.5, and he's happy about Zack Ryder, and he's loving Warhorse or whatever. So like and I'll take the $29 donation from Trelove over like, I don't know, man. So he likes it. So there's this niche, this group, like this tiny like group of people that just love it, but it's definitely not transcending to the bigger audience, as I've been saying.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not translating well at all. They're not able to get past the hardcore fans, and they're not really doing much to really change that either. If you're not watching Dark and Being the Elite and all their side projects, even Sammy's vlogs at times, you're missing out on a good portion of important storytelling and content, and that's bad. That shouldn't be the case where you have to seek out additional content to get the most out of your weekly show. If you want to add more to a story, that's fine. But don't tell the story and keep it going week to week and then just have the match on, Dynamite. That doesn't work. Then people have no interest in it. So
are you know how we're getting a Hulk Hogan bio picture with Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, that should be really interesting. I'm really curious how that's going to turn out.
Have you seen this? The photos came out today.
Yes.
Promo photos.
God damn, I saw him in Savage. It looked crazy.
That's Chris Evans on the right.
Yeah, that's nuts.
The Avengers are playing your favorite wrestlers.
Yeah. And it looks so excellent.
I mean,
enough where, it's not that you can tell it's someone playing the characters, but it looks close enough that you can still suspend disbelief and enjoy it.
It's kind of like when I saw the Star Trek 2009 Spock and Captain Kirk. I was like, wow, that's not them, but that looks pretty good. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth is not as big as Hulk Hogan, right? He's like 6'1" or something. And obviously, Chris Evans doesn't look as buffed out as the Macho Man.
No, but they have movie magic. They'll make it work.
Right. And I mean, they made Mickey Rourke look great in The Wrestler. So I don't know, man. This is crazy. So this is a Hulk Hogan biopic that's coming.
Yeah, very high profile. So it's going to be handled with
it's coming
a sense of reverence and respect. So at least it won't be a total disaster.
Wait, it's coming to IMAX?
Really? That's interesting. If we ever get back in the movie theaters, but
see, Chris Hemsworth, I feel like could have played like Shawn Michaels better. Like it could have been like Shawn Michaels. But certainly Hulk Hogan, he's a lot smaller than Hulk Hogan, like very noticeably, not the size of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's why I said I think there's enough, of a difference where it doesn't trudge into that uncanny valley, but you can still suspend disbelief to believe like, I realize he's playing Hogan. I think it's enough to work.
Yeah.
I'd rather have somebody that's a competent actor that doesn't 100% look the part than look the part but can't act. So,
yeah.
Speaking of
Star Trek, Chris Hemsworth was in Star Trek. In that 2009 Star Trek, he played Kirk's dad. That's funny.
In the opening.
That was one of the scenes, man, where you brought a female to that show who was like, Star Trek. I never watched Star Trek. They watched that opening scene in 2009, and they were like, "Oh,
panties dropped."
My God,
that's what happened.
I love him. He saved his wife. Oh my God! Like I love
waterfalls gushed and panties dropped. That's what happened.
I got to give it to them, man. That was an amazing opening scene. I still think about that. That scene still gets me. That's a crazy opening.
Yeah. I'm not worried. They can always CGI muscles on there, and they can add to their physique, and if it's really a noticeable difference.
Yeah. Well, I can't. What in the world is Chris Evans gonna do as the Macho Man, dude? Yeah, but Hogan, let me tell you. There's so many people out there that can do a great Macho Man impression that it's like.
The best one I've ever heard is Dan Soder. He does a lot of different wrestlers, and he's spot on with his impressions. So,
oh God, man,
I think he's one of the best. But speaking of best, MJF, he killed it tonight, as we said.
No, this is Lucas Lee as Macho Man, so that's not Chris Evans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought somebody tweeted Chris Evans, so I was like, oh, Chris Evans plays Macho Man? That's crazy.
Oh, I went by the tweet. That's what I thought it was.
No, it's Lucas Lee. It says Lucas Lee as Macho Man. So that's probably
interesting too.
So that probably is somebody that can do him then, because I couldn't imagine Chris Evans doing him, really, to be honest. So that makes more sense. Okay. This is hilarious to me. Like I don't know. Anyway, look, it's Warhammer. Even Warhammer is still not as big as these guys who aren't as big as those.
Yeah,
guys.
well, Lucas Lee is Chris Evans, so that's why I'm curious. But
is
whatever.
it?
Is
what?
Isn't that Scott Pilgrim?
What?
Didn't he play Lucas Lee and Scott? Wasn't that it? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, Chris Evans apparently is. I don't know. I don't even know. I have no idea. But I didn't see Scott Pilgrim. I know that dumb lady drummer from Scott Pilgrim is in Star Trek Picard, and she's horrible. So I don't know if that's what's going on. I don't know. We're gonna talk about that later though, because that's gonna be interesting. Because
I'd have to look up info.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass. Get him. stunned Santa Claus's ass. I stunned Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
Warhorse the Great Value Ultimate Warrior rules ass. What's the difference between Hitler and Michael Phelps? Phelps can finish a race. Niggers Fortran.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Trey Love, thank you, man. Well, the closest thing to rip at, what is it? Rules ass. The closest thing to rules ass that I can think about is the night after WrestleMania 14 when X-Pac came out to the ring and said, "And we're here to rip ass on the World Wrestling Federation, and it starts tonight." I think he said rip ass. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe X-Pac, during the WrestleMania 14 post WrestleMania Raw, I believe X-Pac came out and said, "We're here to rip ass on the World Wrestling Federation."
I think you're right.
I'm going to find the clip because if it's hilarious. I'm like, rip ass. I'm like, even that night.
The only person I see officially announced for this is Hemsworth himself as Terry Bollea. So.
Right. I mean, dude, that was a great night. The night after WrestleMania 14, I was like, what the hell's going on? Well, the first thing you do is you turn to your friends. You turn to your blood. You turn to the click. Well, Eric Bischoff better not stop fast, or he'll go so far up Hulk Hogan's ass his mother's anus will know what he had for breakfast. Blah, 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 blah. And then Xbox promo. It was a good promo, man. It was a good promo. Because it's memorable. I could probably, if I wanted to, word for word, that promo from Triple H. Do we have him in the bag, Sean? Is he one of us, Sean? Well, you dropped the ball. But I'm here to pick it up. And the first thing you do is you turn to your fucking break it down.
Taken care of right from the start. Don't worry, kid. I got it covered. Don't sweat it. You worry too much. It's sewn up. Let me make the decisions.
I think this is the rip ass part.
Yeah! Oh yeah!
The X t-shirt.
So the way I see it right now, this is a new beginning for D-Generation.
Swear to God, he says rip ass.
And we're here to rip ass on the World
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah! And it starts tonight!
And it starts tonight!
Rip ass, baby. Take that. He stole it from X-Pac.
I can't wait to see this MJF promo.
I can't wait to watch it either, dude. I really can't.
He's got his suit. He's got people coming out behind him, so it looks all official and presidential-like. He's got his podium to speak, so he makes his entrance, then they cut right to commercial, and comes back. It's all set up, so it looks, like a president-elect would be making a campaign speech.
Yes.
And he said, I thank, I had a lectern, and I thank Tony Khan for the opportunity to speak, and I've been given an inordinate amount of time to fill the people with knowledge. And somebody came behind him and said, stick to the sheet. And he told her to smile. It was funny. And he said that people were shocked to see him 2 weeks in a row on the show and not sitting with, around the ring as the fans. And he's not on Dynamite every week because a certain someone in the back doesn't want to be upstaged every week. So that was a great line. People in this company used to want change, out with the old, in with the new. But now he just wants wrestlers where he wants and whoever he wants. So obviously, he's cutting thick. And he's saying that people from the land of the Titans, obviously referring to WWE, and coming here making demands as old hat brother, as he said. So that was great as well. He said wrestlers have been brainwashed to come out and flip around and damn near die for the entertainment of fans. How true is that? He said he called for a leader that won't sit idly by while the company lets the roster play wrestler. Damn. Love that. So the roster is just playing wrestler. He doesn't have to imitate any other wrestler, and that's a stone cold fact. He starts calling out Moxley, calls him a dictator, and says he does better numbers by the minute than Moxley does all night. It's time for a new guard around here. He said Jon Moxley leads the old guard, and he wants to put the company on his back and carry it up the slope to the top of the mountain. And then he challenged Jon Moxley to a world championship match at All Out and announced his candidacy for world champion. So he said, he wants the We Deserve Better. And it was a hell of a promo. Those are just the quick notes. And like I said, it was filled with those insider terminology, but I liked it because it worked the way he said it. I just gave you a quick overview of it. But when you go back, there's so much that I didn't include that you will enjoy thoroughly. And he still finds a way to put people over while breaking them down. And that's something you don't see a lot of heels do nowadays. They either come out and talk about how much better they are than somebody, as where heels of yesteryear used to come out and talk about, how dangerous their opponent is and how deadly their opponent is. But, they might be better, but it's going to be a challenge. They built up their foe, their enemy. You don't see that happen much now, and MJF is good about that. So he's really good about making you interested in the feud all the way around. It was just a bit of refreshment to see him cut such a strong promo.
Yeah, it looked like everybody really liked the MJF promo, so I can't wait to watch it.
That was moment of the night for sure. Followed by the ending to the main event. That actually made me cringe in horror. That looked so brutally painful to take. Ricky Starks got hit like a cheese grater. That was brutal. I don't care what anybody says. I would not want to take that for $1 million. That looked painful. Thumbtacks are not fun to begin with, and just landing on them and having them planted into your back stings, but to go ahead and have them, slice your skin open. They were used like little razor blades to grate his skin open. It actually slid across his back, and then the rest of the thumbtacks entered his skin. That was just nauseating, that painful. My God. And I loved the way that Stark sold that hit too. He shook his legs like he was in immense pain, which I'm sure he was, the entire time he was on his back for the pinfall. His legs were shaking like he was seizing. Such a great sell job there. I can't overstate that enough. So not an amazing match, not anything next level that was, truly must see, but that ending moment, wow. And I was surprised too. I will admit it. Usually I'm pretty ahead of the curve. And as a wrestling fan, you're like, oh, this is coming. This is when the finish is. This is when this is going to happen. They got me twice because I was concerned about Darby Allen and if he was okay. Last week, he took a hell of a stiff shot from Starks and bashed his head into the ring ropes. We didn't know if he maybe had a concussion or some type of injury from that. We heard he was okay, but, nothing was really, truly, confirmed from AEW side of things. So we waited to see if he showed up. And that's when Taz got to cut that great promo with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, because they're saying, we got you, Moxley. Where's your buddy? Where's Darby Allen? His music played. He didn't come out. He's not here. So now we're going to rough you up. We're going to run roughshod on not just you, but this whole company. And that's when Taz was so, flagrantly describing Cage's body. So he was a bit obsessed with his muscles and his physique at that point. But all in all, it was a good promo. And then I was surprised to see Darby Allen come out with this huge coffin drop on the bad guys. That was great. So,
yeah, it felt like I thought Darby was going to show up kind of like out of nowhere afterwards. I didn't think it would get right to it. Like, here he is. Let's go. So that was kind of cool though, man. I'm telling you, man, Taz's promo was pretty good. A little homoerotic, but
but how did you feel about the tack moment? Because I'm not crazy about using tacks, anyways.
No,
I liked him last week with Kingston. It fit so well in that match because they kept escalating. With this, it was just a shock. I was like, it came out of nowhere. And yes, it was a hardcore Texas Tornado tag match, but no disqualification, I should say, Texas Tornado. But damn, I mean, the fact, because he slid with the tacks over Stark's back. That just looked so ugly and painful. My God.
Yeah. I liked them last week. I thought they were all right here, but they made more sense last week for sure. It was kind of like part of their thing. I'll never remember this really, but
yeah,
I thought it was all right.
The match itself is forgettable. I mean, the tack moment might stand out a little bit, but
Remember last week
It's
when
not something.
Darby got clobbered? It looked like he broke his neck on the rope.
Yeah,
That
that's why
insane.
I was not, against believing the possibility that he was not going to make it this week. I
Yeah.
honestly was concerned that he was concussed there because he went down. He was definitely knocked out.
But are you
No doubt about it. They knocked him out with that.
Yeah,
hit,
no,
Starks
that
did.
was like, dude, that was a mistake, and I almost am surprised that they didn't play that out more, like that he obviously won't be here. I know they did say that in tonight, but I mean throughout the week.
Yeah, they really didn't play up on the won't he be able to,
Yeah, couldn't they have come out right after and been like, yeah, due to the the attack, Darby's going to be
unable to bless you,
evaluated.
unable to attend. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to give it another. He hasn't been cleared yet, and so we don't know. And then we'd be like, wow, like they're kayfabing it, but it's real. And like, wow, he's going to be injured. I can't believe it. And then if he'd showed up tonight, you would have been like, oh shit. When you sort of were like, oh shit, but you were like, oh, I never really 100% believed he wouldn't be here. So, but I did start thinking tonight that, I don't know. They could have just made it more like, oh wow, he's not going to be there.
Yeah, but even still, maybe because they didn't, I was genuinely surprised when his music played, he didn't show up, and I'm like, oh damn, now they're going to have a beatdown, because there wasn't a lot of time left either for the main event, and I kept looking at the clock, and I'm like, crap, this is going to be one of those moments where it's just going to be a beatdown on Moxley, and then they kind of, glistening gleam and flex for a few moments, and then the camera's cut off. But that wasn't the case. We got a solid 8-minute match, and then we went ahead and saw that ending. So I wonder if, this ends the Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Taz feud with Moxley now, because Moxley's going to be facing Darby Allen next week for the championship, and then he's going up against possibly MJF at All Out. So,
yeah,
a
so
lot
I
to
guess
consider there, a lot to go over, but so everybody's got a piece of Moxley at this point in time, and that makes it a dangerous booking scenario, because you don't want to take the weight away from these matches. You want to make them as poignant as possible. You want to make them feel not just special, but like there's a possibility he could lose. And if you book a title fight further out, Darby Allen has no chance. So that's the things they have to avoid at this point in time.
Yeah.
But all in all, I keep going back and forth. There's times where I want to give the show a 7 or a 6. I'm just going to go 6.5. The women's division leaves so much to be desired. Any hopes I had for their tag team tournament coming up for the women, that's out the window, just like Shock Factor. I'm really disappointed that they hired Cameron Ariane. I guess she's been, we'll give her a chance. But from what I saw with her on the indies like a year and a half ago, I believe it was, we brought her up on Out of Nowhere. It was not impressively decent at all. So maybe she got some more training in since then, and hopefully she did. Hopefully she's good. But I feel like there's so many other women that are just literally clawing and scratching to get noticed that would be better fits for AEW. And then the women that they do have, they're not utilizing anyways. We're not seeing them except on Dark. So...
yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand it, man. Cameron was a person in WWE that was like this. You thought like, man, this girl shouldn't be here. Like this is not good.
She almost seemed dangerous, like somebody was going to get hurt. So,
and I don't know if it was. I don't even think that she was dangerous. I can't remember her doing that, but I can remember her just not looking very good in the ring, like being like, that's not good. Like I don't know. Like she'd be a good like. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she'll get better, but why aren't there's so many people that are really good right now? Why aren't these people that are really good out there right now, like in the company? We need female.
Some of the people back, and it's a very questionable decision. They have a pretty large roster at this point in time. So they also did announce, I don't think you got to see it, that during FTR, that's the one thing I didn't talk about briefly. I'll mention it. They signed FTR to their contracts tonight. I don't know. Did you get to see that?
No.
Okay, so it's like a backstage little vignette where they're signing with the sports agent, and that one of their conditions before they signed said that they wanted, they obviously want to be tag team champions, so they want their match eventually. And one of the other stipulations was that they wanted a special night dedicated entirely to tag team wrestling. So it's going to be a tag team appreciation night on August 12th.
Or like a tag team tournament. Why not just have a tournament? Oh, they already did that for the belts, but...
yeah, but I'm not really sure what they're going to do for Tag Team Appreciation Night, but they do want to make AEW the land of tags, so can't see that not working successfully somehow.
Huh. Well, that's cool. I mean, they're definitely going to bring... They definitely have a very, like, snobby...
Very strong tag division.
Yeah, they have a very, like, snobby outlook on, like we are tag wrestlers. This is dead serious. They're very similar to Bret Hart, and they bring him up a lot, so they're very much like him. So WWE must have just drove them nuts. Like, it must have been insane.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Especially with the way the tag teams are, everybody's treated over there, but especially tag teams. And with them being lied to so many times and fed all that BS, you know, if you do this joke skit and if you get destroyed on the Raw reunion by DX and the NWO, you know, it'll pay off for you. It'll be worth it. Just have to stick with it for a little bit of time. And they got nothing out of it. So
yeah,
it is really disappointing, but well, you know, they are giving them a decent run so far in AEW. Can't argue that.
Yeah, it's been yeah, they've looked good, and that's good. We want that. We want, like, they've really added to the tag division a bit. I think all the divisions they take these weeks off sometimes, but they come back and then they do a good job of somewhat mixing it up. The only division in the company right now that we always point to as like, what the hell's going on, is the women's division. The women's division has been a mess. And then there were a couple weeks with Sheeta and other things where we went, oh, finally, like, this ain't so bad. And Dark wasn't too bad either, I don't believe, with women's stuff. That was all right. But, man, I'll tell you what, on Dynamite on Wednesday nights, man. By the way, did you see me explode my wall the other day on the Raw review?
Yes, I did on the Raw review. You got the hammer stuck in there. I was dying laughing.
Dude, when that hammer got stuck, I was like, oh, no. Like, I planned on, like, punching it out, like, boom. Like, just like, and I'm like, oh, no, it's stuck.
Because I saw what you were going for. You wanted to make a crack, and, you know, obviously chip pieces away, and then you just pulled the whole thing out and smacked it to shreds.
I'm like, I'm going to break this thing one way or another. I don't care if it fell off.
So the 5th, next week, is Super Wednesday. That's their political gimmick theme show. And then the week after will be the Tag Team Appreciation Night. So they're just adding themes to these weeks to try and draw in more viewers. And
right.
It's working, though. I can't mock them for it because it is working. I mean, even NXT saw a boost when they had their Great American Bash. And then when the week after they have nothing, they lose again. So I definitely see AEW beating NXT again this week, but I think their ratings are going to be a bit less than they were last week. I think last week started off so hot that word of mouth really spread quickly, you know, like wildfire, had everybody tune in for the rest of the night. Because it was a point in time later on in the show that they broke 1 million viewers concurrently.
Wow.
So their overall viewership was like, I think 890, I think we said, but still, they broke 1 million at one point later on in the show last week. I don't think we'll see those kind of numbers this week.
Yeah, no, I can't believe that either. I mean, maybe a little bit because, I don't know, man, sometimes the hype of the week before carries over, but I also said
usually it does. I just think last week the start was so strong that people tuned in for the rest, but I don't think there was enough this week to really keep people engaged.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think, yeah, you might be, based on what I'm seeing.
And WWE is obviously showing clips of the Pat McAfee, however you want to say it, show, and his interaction, if you want to put it that way, with Adam Cole, the argument or fight that they had. So obviously we knew it was a work to begin with, but anybody questioning if it was a work.
I played the Triple H.
People sent us that on Twitter and whatnot, but wanted to make sure we mentioned that.
I played Triple H's reaction on Pat McAfee the other day, and we were laughing at it because Triple H was like, you know, he does what he does, and we know how you are, and you're not part of this world, and like, so the insult, you know, it's just funny, like, and I'm like, man, they're really going for this work. I mean, but they really, instead of building it up the whole time, they should have just sort of had something where he was like, so like with your size and stuff like that, like, is that still a challenge in wrestling? Because I mean, like, you are one of the smallest wrestlers in the company at this point. I mean, your arms, dude, like, I look over at you, and, you know, I remember I used to see wrestlers when I was younger on shows, and you'd be like, wow, like, and now I go, whoa, that guy's small. Like, I'm way bigger than you. You know what I mean? So, like, to sort of, and there's other wrestlers that are like that are much bigger than you. So, like, how do you kind of get past that intimidation? And if Adam Cole had been like, you think I'm intimidated? I mean, I've won the world title. Like, I beat guys that are big all the time, big and stupid, you know? And it's like, well, yeah, but you know, I mean, sometimes you gotta like, especially like some fans probably won't kind of like buy in you as much because
because you're smaller.
You're smaller than they are, you know, to be honest. And then if he had just been like, dude, why don't you fuck off with that question? And then he'd be like, what are you talking about? And then him be like, just don't fucking, this isn't 1990 anymore. You know, it's not 1980, 1990. You know, don't be stupid. And then just had them get in this fight right then and there. It would have been like, wow, was that real? But because it was the whole show, he was picking at him weird, and I've never seen him do that.
Yeah, it was a constant barrage of nagging and you know, underhanded comments.
Right. Exactly.
It worked well. They did a great job between those two, selling it and making it feel real for the most part. Thing is, you think WWE would have been, or NXT, any Triple H, whoever you want to call the authority figure to be, would have been okay with the way he responded and reacted? No. With him swearing and destroying equipment and storming off? No, they teach you to be professional. That's why you have to go for all those PR classes and whatnot, so you can handle interviews, you know? What are you, Vader in Kuwait? You're going to get arrested and you know, hold up? No, it doesn't work like that. I'll show you what's fake. That's really what it comes down to is he never would have handled himself like that in a real professional setting. So it's a work, but it's fun. And I am curious where they're going with a non-wrestler angle. So we'll see what happens.
I'll give you an angle, motherfucker. My name is Don Simmons, and I'm coming to AEW, and I'm coming to kick all your assholes in. Like, oh my God, dude, if some guy came out with that accent, like a big dude, I'm coming to kick all your assholes in. I'm going to kick the office door down. I'm going to kick your mother in the face. And I'm going to win the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going to look sexy as F doing it. And if I have to impregnate every woman in the creative team to get a shot at the champ, I will. And I won't pay for their ass. I slap a bitch, I'll win a title, and then I'll step on your head as I am the AEW World Champion. Break yourself, motherfucker. Like, dude, oh my God, dude, I'd be like, yes, who is this guy? Fucking Super Jack. Super Jack is coming to AEW.
Super Jack.
Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm into some weird characters right now. I'm ready to go, dude. Like Ron Simmons on crack. You know? I'm coming for that ass.
That too.
Here it is, right here. I'm coming for that ass. I will. I'll do it.
I'm coming on your ass, Bray. I'm coming for that ass.
Go for it, brother. Come all over that ass.
I'm coming on your ass, Bray. I'm coming for that ass.
Also, I hope you guys caught Throwdown the other day. We had a hell of a Throwdown the other day on the Tuesday show.
Yeah, it was crazy. Hell of an episode.
Big announcement for monetize this week. Many people may
wait.
We got Gilbert Godfrey roasting us.
Yago himself, the legend.
You're gonna find out what he has to say about some of us Friday night on Monetize This.
Well, that's not here or there. Now, Joe, you're like, you think you're hot shit.
Yeah.
But at best, you're medium to lukewarm shit. Also, Jake, and Jesse, and Leah, you're a single Jew.
Dude, I can't believe he said that about Leah. Oh my God!
Wait for this.
I can't believe he said she was single. That was crazy. I'm married to her, obviously. God damn it, Gilbert Godfrey, you parrot-eating son of a bitch. Yeah. So monetize this. You're gonna hear what he had to say about everybody. That'll be fun. But yeah, getting back to wrestling.
Did you hear that somebody went ahead and sent Alexa Bliss a cameo request for $400 to ask her out?
Really?
Yeah, and she rejected him, of course, saying she has, because she's dating Ryan, whatever, Cabrera.
Somebody with a good body.
Yeah, but this kid spent $400 to ask her out, and she was polite about it. She's like, but you'll find somebody. There's somebody out there for everybody. But the fact that the cameos are public on, the Cameo page itself.
Right.
Oh, I would have made that one private. That's so embarrassing. That's heartbreakingly embarrassing.
Well, she should have rejected the cameo.
For $400?
Does she really need the $400?
I guarantee she doesn't, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, she took the kid's money.
Yeah, to say. I wonder if it's something with Like I doubt it. This is just pure speculation. But if you notice, there was quite a few WWE stars, current active talent, that joined Cameo at the same time.
Right.
So I wonder if they have some type of contract with them, or, WWE obviously isn't going to let the stars go out there and not collect their dime as well.
I'm always shocked by how that works. Like, I see Big E on there. It's like, how's that working? I feel like WWE would never allow them to do this sort of thing. So, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. So there has to be some facet of money coming to WWE for this. They're getting a percentage of it or something. That's why I think the prices are set so, to such an exorbitant amount.
I don't
Because
think
they are so exorbitantly high. $400 to have Alexa talk to you for 20 seconds is not worth it.
I don't think that they... Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. They probably went to them and said, well, give us some. And then WWE was like, all right, you can have, you'll have Alexa, you'll have Big E, you'll have this and that, so that they can, rep the WWE name on their site. Like, it's almost like advertising more than anything. Like, so people browsing Cameo, I don't know, like, because you don't make a lot of money. Like, there's some people on there, it's like, I seen one guy, he made, about one cameo a week, and the cameos are $50. And I've seen other guys do, like, 5 cameos a week, and they're at $10. And it's like, well, you just made, like, nothing. And
Dominic Dijakovic is $15, for his. But
really?
Matt Hardy's is $110. Bret Hart's $150. MVP, $105.
That's about right to me. Bret Hart being $150 is about right. I think Ric Flair's like $500.
I think I don't see his at this point, but I remember at one point it was extremely expensive as well. Billy Kay is $150. Mick Foley $75. Tito Santana's $25.
Tito Santana
Good
about
friend
to
of the
come.
show. Ryback is $100.
Ryback, you want me to say something? I'll
Same
say
with,
something.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Birthday, Ted. Keep feeding yourself more of my poison.
DDP is $90.
Ugh. Yeah, he's like 90 years old.
Billy Gunn is $100. So Vince Russo, $50. There you go.
I mean, I got him on my show for free. Bro,
Tennille
listen,
Dashwood,
bro.
Emma, $40.
I fought with you and JD, bro, and we masturbated, bro. I'm a homophobe, according to Cody Rhodes, bro.
You forgot to say you hung up on Sean's view first.
They booted Sean's view for me because I'm a talent. They're not a talent. Bro, I'm the real deal. The best was the night when Vince Russo was offering women. When they were
Reckless Jeff in the chat said, Sonny from a muffled prison phone is only 50 cents for a cameo.
Dude, I think she should be more money if she's in prison. If she's
you already got to pay for the collect call. So
yeah. They have those?
50 cents in the prison store. She's not doing too bad. That's a lot of ramen.
I mean, listen, 90% chance she's in jail when she has to make it. So if that's the case, well, I guess it'd be worth more out of jail. So if you can get Sonny making one out of jail, that's like rare. So that might be worth more.
She's always in jail. So
yeah. Eventually a video is going to come out with Tony Khan, like where he's like, gong, gong, gong. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yo, Tony, hire me, please. Thank you, Tony. I'd like to be hired. I'd like to come down to Florida. Actually, no, I wouldn't like to come down to Florida because it's a disgusting place full of disgusting people. But, I would like to work for your company.
Yeah, when you go back out of this COVID situation and you're traveling and touring the world, give me a call,
Yeah. Yeah, let me know.
Hey, well, look at what Adam Ant said on Twitter. He's making sense. He said, you just got to be Cody's best friend. You'll get a job, Joe. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Cameron, Zack Ryder, FTR, the list keeps growing. So,
hey, man. Me and Cody, I got a pit bull too now, man. I thought it was a black lab, but Cody, when he was on the show, he was interested in my dog, and we talked about dogs, and we were into Star Trek. Me and Cody both love Star Trek. Me and Cody both love dogs.
Yep.
We both love saying things.
Both love brandy.
We're very white. Yeah, we both love brandy. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, my wife, even my wife likes Cody. It's just what are we doing? Let's make this happen. Let's get rid of the masked guy who says N-words, and let's hire Joe, who doesn't. That's never happened. Come on, man. Come on, Cody. What are you doing? But holy hell, man. Let's go back to the donos real quick. Let me see what else is going on here.
Give it a hell yeah!
Yo, I'll give you
I
fucking
think
hell
Ariane,
yeah.
Andrew and Brandy are friends, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Ariane suck unless she been training? I don't see that changing, but over on Twitter most of the black are saying something if you say she sucks, but in the ring she does.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Brandy Rhodes as a person. She's very, very nice, very sweet, very smart. I like her. But you know, in the ring, she's not the best, but she can go in the ring a little bit to do things, but she's not the best. Great, looks amazing. Great. I think she does a lot of things really well. Like, but in the ring, you know, she's all right in the ring. But Cameron, or in the WWE, from what I remember her, was just like yikes, like Nikki Bella type of. But even a step behind that, even. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're wrong. I mean, I don't know, but dude. I get hiring your friends, too, being like, you know, you should be somewhere. You know, you worked all this stuff, and you can do this. Like, let's get you over here. I understand that. I definitely do. And I understand giving people a chance, even if they're not signed to a contract. I get that, too.
Yeah, give them a chance, but see how they do. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about official signings with Ariane yet, so we'll still have to see if it's just for the cup thing.
Yeah, maybe
don't
it's
want to jump the gun. It was just, they were so bad in the Funkadactyl role. And, you know, her little singles run afterwards, you know, girl, bye, all that stuff. She even did it tonight again. Girl, hi. No.
Blech.
Ugh.
Blech.
I'm telling you.
Well, shout out to Warhorse, man, with his, what did he say? Fucking.
It rules ass.
Ryback rules ass.
Ryback's going to steal that now and say that he came up with it. He's going to be like,
I rule ass.
I guarantee he does that. I guarantee Ryback steals that and says that he came up with it. Let's go back to it real quick.
Cody, that know that professional wrestling is the greatest sport between the earth and sky. It's the most entertaining sport in the world. And people like him listen.
He just sounds like one of the Young Bucks trying to do a Ultimate Warrior promo.
To our generation, they listen to the people that wanted Warhorse. I don't know what the future has in store for Warhorse, but you might play by your rules, Cody, but Warhorse plays by his own set of rules. Rule number 1, Warhorse rules ass!
Now,
see, I could like him. It's just I don't know of him, you know, really at all. So,
well, this was great for him because what he's doing here, he's getting to cut a promo and actually rep his brand, right? So now that he's probably not even in AEW anymore, right? Like just like Eddie Kingston, you know, now people can go look for him and like, oh, I want to go to an indie show and hear him say that he rules ass or whatever. So like he gets to promo himself big here. So that's really big for him. But
oh, it's a huge spotlight opportunity for sure for anybody that gets this position, which is great. But
but I think Eddie Kingston really should have been hired immediately last week. Like,
yeah, he was just so above and beyond.
Now Warhorse has competed with Orange Cassidy and other people like that in Beyond Wrestling. So that's where I've kind of sort of seen him. And Beyond Wrestling is a New England company. I haven't gotten ever really worked for them, but a lot of friends that I know go to those shows, and I've been at those shows. But it would be Outlaw Mud Show according to Cornette. It's sort of like one of those like, it's kind of like what. A lot
of mud shows.
Yeah, but the fan base of Kaiju Big Battle, when I went to that show that time, and they didn't know wrestling, but they loved the Kaiju fighting. These are the same people. What do we call them? Like, they're not hippies, they're hipsters.
Yes.
Like, all these hipsters are there. And I went to the show, and I'm like, what the hell? And all these hipsters are there. And they don't really even know about the WWE product that much. But they find it amazing that there's a ring, and there's a dude who puts his hands in his pockets and tries to wrestle. And then another guy comes out and spits like blood on somebody, and they're wrestling in like a broken down brick building in some weird hipster, very left wing, liberal, sort of like everybody's got tattoos and dyed hair. Like it's going on all over the country. Basically it looks like you're in Seattle or something, and it's like there's like 100 fans or 200 fans. And some of these people aren't even classic wrestling fans, like I said, but they're there for this. Like, it's weird. I see this a lot now. They're like, it's weird. It's a different
They like the Invisible Man. They like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
They like, that kind of comedy stuff. Yeah.
They like the comedy stuff. They like the idea that, like the tampon out of the vagina and hitting somebody with it. They like all that goofy, weird stuff. And they're not thinking about, man, the way wrestling used to be or whatever. They're just, this is the first time they're watching wrestling. Because they heard about, you got to go to this thing at this hall down the street. They do this wrestling show. It's great. Like, oh, I never really watched wrestling or whatever, but I don't know what you're talking about. But then you go there and you're like, this is cool, man. I like that guy who puts his hands in his pockets. Like, and it's like, basically it's a new wrestling fan that's been created by some of this. And those are the people a lot of times that I would see at those places with, Orange Cassidy and Warhorse. They do a standing switch like 19 times in a row. And then Warhorse, pokes him in the eye and then does a suplex. It's just goofy stuff that we would not normally be like, yeah, that's good. I don't know, man.
No, I agree. I get what you're getting at. Next week seems like it's going to be a really big show. Like I started to say before, we've got, Ryder's first debut match with AEW. So Matt Cardona and Cody will be taking on John Silver and Alex Reynolds from the Dark Order.
Yeah.
Dark Order's busy that night.
That's what everybody's been waiting
MJF
for.
on his campaign tour. This is on Super Wednesday. Then we have a 12-man tag. We got the Revival, Young Bucks, Hangman, and Omega taking on the Dark Order. And that's Brody Lee and Colt Cabana included. And then we have a Super Wednesday debate with special guest moderator. And we're going to see Chris Jericho take on Orange Cassidy there. And then we have Darby Allen taking on Moxley for the world title. So really, really big night for Super Wednesday. Going to be a super show for sure.
Damn, man.
If that feels stacked.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. That feels pretty good. I hope it's good. I wonder, by the way, one thing that I'm worried about tonight, we haven't talked about this at all. It's got to be NXT was not, I can't believe NXT was that good. Not a peep from anybody about NXT tonight, man. Was NXT bad? Did anybody watch both? Because not
Spaz
a peep.
Gave me a little update here and there, but I didn't watch it yet myself. That's usually my Thursday viewing, and didn't seem or sound like anything big deal overall. I'm trying to look back through here. He said next week should be good. I'm trying to find what next week's show should see, but yeah, so not like their tag title match next week. And then next week we get Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley, and the winner faces Io Shirai at TakeOver 30. So that's a big match.
Yeah,
I like Rhea
cool.
Ripley. I like Dakota Kai a lot. So that's going to be a must-see match from those two.
I was so angry tonight, man, when I went to bed at 3 p.m. For the people that just don't know, I went to bed at 3 p.m. and I missed, like my kid, Brenna took my phone, so my alarm didn't wake me up for the show. And then, and Leah, I guess, passed out or something like that. And like, so I woke up at 9:30, like, I haven't seen shit. So like Jake really carried the review tonight. I had about 30 minutes of knowledge and that was it. So thank you, man, Jake, for carrying the shit tonight. At least thank God you were here, man. If you weren't here, I would have just been like,
thankfully,
hey.
it's been a decent day. And then D. Welsh reminded me on the first Shopomania this Saturday, we've got the Good Brothers in a Boner Yard match.
Ooh.
They put on their whole joke pay-per-view. It's going to be on the Fight Network, I believe.
What the fuck? What are you talking about? What?
They're having Shopomania podcast. They're having a huge show, and the preview for it looked ridiculous. It looks like something that Grimm would put on.
Right.
And they're having a Boner Yard match and all these crazy.
Wow, they ripped off Grimm.
Set to occur. So
they ripped off Grimm's toy show. They ripped him off.
Scientist thing.
I mean, boner match or whatever you said.
Pay-per-view ever.
Yeah, a Boner Yard match.
Is this it? They even got what's his face from WCW who introduced me and Grimm and everybody at the Wrestling Darlings. What's his name? The old announcer. Shit. This
I'm
is
terrible
it.
with names. I forget it, but. Enzo Amore is going to be there as well.
Enzo Amore,
Chavo Guerrero, Brian Myers.
Oh my God, this one guy's wearing a mask. Oh, somebody, they all are.
Yeah, a few of them are because they filmed this, during the pandemic. So.
Oh God, they all should wear gas masks. Oh my God, it's Ming.
Has he fallen off the wagon?
Good Lord.
They say the worst pay-per-view ever will be the pay-per-view that creates non-stop laughter.
Wow.
They're out to assemble an army of superstars, bizarre and of the different. Talk Shopomania's on the Fight Network.
Hey, they're using. Oh my God, they're using my my Audio Technica 52.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. Audio Technica getting some love tonight. But you guys, where's the windscreen? What are you doing? You can't do commentary without the windscreen. Your voices are going to sound horrific. Why don't you guys have a windscreen on those microphones? Oh my God, Chavo Guerrero, man. What are you doing, Chavo?
And then they're bringing back Sex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad.
Oh my God.
So that's pretty damn funny.
And I thought Sturgis sucked.
That mic ain't even on. I thought Sturgis sucked. Dude, there's cars, there's babes, there's pool floaties. Oh my God. Was that Maria Kanellis? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Oh my God, Mike and Maria there? Good Lord, she just had a baby. So they're doing, this is full on backyard wrestling style. I like it. Great promo though. Oh my God, man. You got competition now, Grim. The outbreak, the pandemic is really forced everybody to go into your realm here, and you're in trouble, man. I got to be honest.
Hell yeah! The light going out wouldn't work, cause the sun still be up, lol.
Oh yeah, they did turn the lights up, but you didn't notice because the sun was up. Freddie Mitchell. That's hilarious. Oh my God, dude, I did not think of that. Shout out to Soundwave92, the top donation of the stream, $40. And Trey Love with the 29, man. Thank you guys for donating tonight. You guys keep the show going. If you guys want, chat, what's up? Who's got a fucking erection in the chat, brother? If you guys want to call, the phone line's open. If you want to tell me what you thought about AEW tonight or NXT or anything, phone line 339-226-6610. Or drop a dono, and we'll play it, obviously. We'll talk about it. We'll play it. All that other crap. And let me see if... yeah, we got a little bit more to go. Here we go. Oh, look at this. What's happening? Shit bum.
Joe Fudge Packer here. I'm sending you $5 to do a minute impression of Ryback impregnating my neighbor's dog. Also, Jake, you're the real goat. I'll give you $100 to curb stomp my teeth to dust and then piss on my corpse.
Damn.
I need
Good Lord,
You need
Fudge
professional help? I'll do it for free, Fudge Packer, just because you're a real legit.
Come here, Fudge Packer's neighbor's dog. Yeah, come over here. I want to tell you something. I'm sick of you chewing on a bone and taking a dump in my lawn. So take this.
All right. Well, next time tell me the name of the dog.
Made it sound like that dog said Grundle.
Yeah, it really
did. Hell yeah! Lol, brother, this is bad. People on Twitter and in the chat are like, give Ariane a chance. Lol, you can tell they didn't watch her in WWE and or are eyeing their friends AJ Styles' next watch.
Oh no!
I guess you gotta give it a chance, but
yeah, I don't want to bury someone. She's been, waiting on the sidelines and, not able to be there. She's been probably looking for what to do with her life, and if so, you don't want to bury somebody 100%, but it doesn't look good right now. We'll see what happens. And maybe we have said this, we've said stuff like this before and then been like, damn, like they ended up working out or they ended up doing better. Like they did. We have perfectly good reason to be worried or critical right now though. We really do.
Because we've seen people leave, and with the evidence we've seen before, they don't get any better. They're the same, and they give you the same blasé, bland crap. We've also seen people leave the WWE or other, federations, professional wrestling places, and then from there, they go out, they retrain, they refocus, and they become something bigger and better. Easiest example, look at McIntyre. My God,
Right.
what a difference from when he left till now. Total resurgence.
Well, the caller hung up, but call back, man. I was going to put you on.
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. That's
Want
it.
some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
War homo, war whore, war honky, whatever you rule, fagass. The guy looks like he fucks horses on the reservation.
What the fuck? He looks
On
like
and off the reservation.
you better not come anywhere near Horse Curd. I swear to God, if you fuck with Horse Curd, we will kick your ass, Warhorse. Don't you ever fuck with our friend Horse Curd. 614 is on the phone. Hello.
Jake, do you have any toilet paper, Jake?
This guy wants to know if you have toilet paper, Jake.
Oh, Jesus, no.
No, he doesn't have any.
Damn pandemic. I
He
ran out.
needs to buy toilet paper for his bunghole.
TP for his bunghole. My bunghole will go rah, rah, poopy. Well, okay. So first caller is a retard, all right?
Literal.
But, you know, hey, what are you going to do? Feel free to hit that like button down below. I'm going to turn my dehumidifier on before I die. And I'm sure Jake is probably about ready to head out. But, Jake, any last news, words, thoughts on anything?
No, that's everything. We laid out what's going to happen next week. As we said with NXT, next week we get Damian Priest taking on Oney Lorcan versus Ridge Holland. So that's a triple threat for the qualifying match for the North American Championship for that ladder match. So that'll be a big match. And then we also, as we said, Imperium taking on the Undisputed Era, and then Dakota Kai and Rhea Ripley. So NXT should be an impressive show next week. But so far, I'm giving the early win to AEW because that Super Wednesday show sounds damn packed. Especially the Moxley title match with Darby Allen. Hopefully they give that a good 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, from tonight, basically what I gathered tonight is, you know, last week was just a great, amazing AEW show. Last week was a wonderful AEW show. Tonight was all right. And next week, you know, there's some excitement. So that's not bad, man. That is good stuff to roll on for the most part. And
each week doesn't have to be as amazing as last week's. I mean, I was still entertained this week.
Yeah.
It wasn't anywhere near Raw where I'm like, oh my God, is this over? I didn't look at the clock at all tonight and say, come on, let's just please move this along. Even for the things that I didn't care for, it still went by quick enough that, all right, it was on to something that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for the women's match. Well, we were right into the main event after that, and they had a good swerve. They had great promos. So, like I said, I can give tonight a 6.5. Still enjoyed the show. And it's not as great as last week's, but they're building towards another good show. They needed this week to happen to build up to next week's show, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. It's good. It makes sense at least. And anything above a 5, man. If you can get above a 5, I'm pretty well somewhat entertained enough.
Especially when Raw's been at a 3 pretty much consistently.
And yeah, I'd probably will end up giving it similar to what you give it because we were very close usually, so 6.5, 6, 7, something like that. Maybe I'll go 6. I don't know. We don't know though because I haven't seen it, so I'll have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see when you see the whole thing at the end. But
did you hear about this?
Tomorrow. What's that?
I'm sorry. I was going to go into non-wrestling for a second. Did you hear about the Mario leak?
Yes, I was listening to Throwdown last night when you were talking about it with Luigi and whatnot. Pretty crazy that that code has been there all these years, and it took a leak to finally find it.
And then they showed the image what he would look like, and his nose was gigantic, man.
Well, Mario's nose was gigantic when you were
game.
saying that last night. Yeah, his nose was gigantic in the 64 title anyways. When you first started the game, you could grab Mario's face and kind of move it around.
Yeah.
He has, his ears and his nose that you could pull on and freeze into place with his mouth. And I remember always thinking as a kid, damn, his nose is massive. So it fits.
It's almost like they got the wrong memo. They were like 2 Italians, but then somebody crossed out Italians.
Yeah,
wrote
they penciled it in differently.
Yeah, these noses are way too big. Very weird. The Patriots.
Yeah, somebody was placing a breakfast order. They were ordering a bagel and they got it wrong. They the
Patriots. Hello. The Patriots are all leaving. We're not going to have a Patriots team this year.
Yeah, they're willingly
opting out,
deciding not to play, opting out. But yet, it's not even themselves that are at risk at all. My family, someone has diabetes. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It's like, dude, people that work at Walmart right now have sick
that
families.
are dealing with, things 10 times worse than what you could be dealing with. So just stay away from your family. Keep yourself isolated till the season's over. You're getting paid millions of dollars to compete at that level. Do so.
Yeah.
Earn your contract.
Very weird, man.
It's a very privileged mindset to have. That's for sure.
What a crazy night. Throwdown was wild. Throwdown episode 101. If you missed it, it's on Corrupted Nation. Obviously, go check that out if you missed it. Obviously, with YouTube, they don't alert you to everything, so sometimes people miss out on some things.
Yeah, Jacob and Drew were very entertaining together, and it was a good mixture of people. So,
yeah. But that's about it, man. That's all I got for tonight, I think, to wrap it up.
Yeah, I got to wait for you to see the whole show. We'll hopefully talk about it tomorrow. And then obviously we have Out of Nowhere tomorrow night. That'll be entertaining. We got a good amount of speculation to cover for what's going on for SummerSlam, the rest of summertime plans, some match plans that are coming up. So a lot of WWE news, some AEW news, but it'll be a good night no matter what.
My son cut himself horrifically. You saw that?
Yeah, that looked brutal, a lot worse than it actually was. But it almost looked like fake blood because it was so bright red.
Yeah, he was running across the room because I was like, "Come look at this," and he stepped on apparently and we saw it, a big piece of glass or like a chunk of glass, and we were like, "What the hell? We never broke a glass in this room. What is this?"
Yeah, God knows.
It could be
where it came from.
Could have been the previous owners, or something, and it was in the grooves, and we didn't see. I don't know, man. We vacuum all the time, so I'm like, "What the hell is this?" But yeah, his hand was he was as he was running, he stepped on the glass, and then blood just started shooting out of his foot, and then he grabbed it,
stepped on it again, and got it in there good. So
he grabs his foot, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And Gavin's just like, I'm bleeding.
Yeah, he was so calm on that video.
Like, I'm bleeding.
Brenna's freaking out, but he's just like, "Yep, I'm all right."
But Gavin's like Leah, and he started going into like a shock thing or something from seeing all the blood. He was like,
yeah, he looked a little pale later on, but
yeah, he was like really like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, you're in like a shock or whatever. Just sit down." And he was like, "All right."
That's why I said he's the next gimmick match champion for sure.
I mean, this looked like a murder scene. I mean, it was crazy, man. I was like, wow. So but here, once we pulled it out, though, I immediately grabbed
one butterfly, stitch, and you're good to go.
I got those military grade clotting, like all these like super seal things, like bags.
Oh yeah, where you just dump it on and it clots.
Well, and like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, this is really bad. But then after like a second, it started sealing, and I was like, oh, it was like the initial, like all the blood's flowing, so it pops out, but he didn't hit anything
Head
major.
wounds and feet lax always bleed terribly bad.
Right. So me and Gavin are like, so I was helping him first, and then after a few seconds, I was like, Leah, can you take over this so I can go get him the other stuff? So she did. And then when I came back, she was fixing him, and me and Gavin were laughing. Like, he's like, because we were just talking about remembering traumatic things when you're a kid or whatever. Me and him were talking about it. I was telling him how you'll remember these things forever. And I could think of a couple things that Gavin had happened that I'm like, maybe that's, but I go, what's like something that you'll never forget? And then he sure enough brought up a time in school when something happened. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, see, you'll never forget that. And then this happened. I go, well, you're never going to forget this either. Because he was like, what
it's funny the way that works. What a coincidence. But
Brenna is like terrified. Like she's like super terrified.
I'm sure.
We're laughing, and my daughter is like, "How can you laugh at this?"
She looked mortified.
Gonna die. He's gonna die.
How do you feel, bloody boy?
It's not that bad.
He's so calm.
Oh my God.
He was kind of laughing like insanely, like because it was so crazy. He's like, "This is crazy, haha."
It's not that bad.
His eyes are red because I had the flash on the camera on.
I'd rather a maniacal laughter reaction than freaking out, screaming, and crying, though. So
yeah, that's what Brennan was
doing.
Good
on him for handling it.
You're laughing at your own sandwich. You die from blood in your
He's fine. It just made a little. It popped all the blood that was there.
Brenna is just super angry. She's like worried about it.
You're laughing at your own sandwich. You die from blood in your
It's not that bad.
And then he starts laughing. Gavin
Finn's just somewhere smashing TVs. He's like, I got this.
My son is starting to get the Rojas laugh. Sounds like Rojas back when he used to call back years ago. He's like, like his Gavin.
Same age.
Yeah,
You know?
well, he's getting there. Gavin's like, it's bleeding. Whatever. Brenna's like, oh my God!
He's dying.
It's weird, though. It happens to her. She's not worried. Give me a hell yeah! So I don't get it.
Meanwhile, Thunder Rosa and Allison Kay and Marty could have used that payday, who are 10 times better than Rain.
Yes. They're gonna get backlash, man. People want some Thunder Rosa.
There's so many other people that they could have brought in, and like I said, it's hard to, judge a book by its cover, but it's just not a good look.
Yeah,
especially when the previous, catalog of work to look through is just so horrendous. There's not one match or anything of hers.
So MJF just did the Shawn Michaels and Triple H DX promo with just using today's terms.
Yeah, so he did the DX presidential thing, but he didn't, though, because he didn't treat it like he was the president. He just did a podium thing, right? So it was a little different, because the DX thing was like, our favorite pastime in the Oral Office is swallow the leader or whatever. That's the pastime.
Yeah,
but
he
here
didn't really make many allegories towards, presidential life. I would put it as, but he did say, vote for me as your next world champion. I'm running and announcing myself as the next world champion. So he tried to make it sound presidential, but I could see some of the similarities between the two, but I wouldn't say he was copying.
You're right.
I would say, if anything, it's just a typical presidential speech. So,
but also, I feel like MJF should have said, nobody has to vote for me, because I'm just gonna fucking win, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And I don't know, but maybe. But anyway, he wanted people to vote. That's a little weird. He wanted people to vote for him.
Well, he's like, I'm announcing my, running for world champion, the next world champion. So
yeah, no, it was
worked
cool.
out.
I saw that part. I got to go rewatch it, though. I missed the beginning of it.
Like I said, I'm doing a terrible job summarizing it, but there's so much more to it. It's so good. So he's excellent. There's a reason he's cutting promos and I'm not.
I could. He should be on Cameo. Have him cut a promo.
He was for $500, I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he's kind of just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, he put it as a high price, thinking nobody would pay for it. And I don't see him on there anymore, though. At least when I was looking to the listing now, he could still be on there. I just didn't see him.
Dude, his podium even has that stupid scarf pattern. Oh my God, dude! Is that Michaela? Trump's?
No, he's still on there. It's $500, and you can request a chat for $20 with him.
Man, this chick, what's up? That just like the press secretary for Trump. You ever watch her? Good Lord.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God! And he used to have that big bitch too. He really upgraded to supermodel.
Honey, I'll read off the sheet. Can you just do the world a favor? Give me a little smile, huh?
Huh? just a little smile.
You look so much prettier when you do that, honey. Thank you so much. Okay, speech
Such a
time.
condescending prick. I love it.
Oh God! In this day and age, for him saying that stuff to a woman, that's great.
That's why it's so good.
Oh my God, that's great.
Time.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a heat-seeking missile. He's looking for fire.
I love Wardlow, man. I don't know why, but I just get a kick out of Wardlow always just being in the background, just not saying anything. I don't know.
His no-sell job is really enjoyable.
Yeah, very Rick Rude kind of.
Yes, but I would break out laughing with MJF, and he's able to compose himself and hold it together so well that it works.
Oh, man, I can't wait to watch it, man. Let's go back. Another dono's coming in. Yo, Freddie Mitchell, 27 Freddie Mitchell. Thanks for the dono, Freddie. What's up, Freddie? You want some of this?
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I just did a live stream for 5 hours watching baseball. What is wrong with me? Fucking kill me. Also saw Zack Ryder debut tonight. How do you think his career in AEW will be?
I hope it'll be good, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He might be used better than he was in WWE, which wouldn't be hard.
Ty Dillinger, too, basically. Sean Spears, number 2 in AEW. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the evidence we have to work with isn't too compelling, that's for sure. I mean,
yeah,
the guys they have brought in, they haven't done a lot with, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't get, they've got to make new stars, man. What the hell,
Well, there's no way Darby Allen beats Moxley, so we got to see how they handle that. I could see MJF beating Moxley at All Out and becoming the new world champion. And I think that's a smart decision.
Super chat.
Yeah, that could
party.
Just finished work. Check me out on Xbox, bro.
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that, Stinson. I always forget. Yo, send me a friend's request and a message too. It's Halo Spectrum. And say it to you. I'll look for you though.
Bam, baby. All right, well, I'm out of here. I will see you all tomorrow for Out of Nowhere. It'll be a big night. We'll have a lot of fun. Warhorse will be, raging ass, and he'll be kicking names and, chewing bubblegum. So it'll be a good time.
We're going
to
rage
ass, all right.
I rage ass. Is that what he said again? I don't even remember.
Rip ass. Rage ass or rocks ass?
I rock ass. I don't know, bro.
Still. Well, everybody have a good night. Stay sexy, stay healthy, and I will see you all tomorrow. Joe, enjoy the rest of AEW.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks to Jake for holding it down tonight.
Glad to be here. Missed everybody.
I missed your ass. Hit me up. Check out my Patreon, everybody. We got to get on the Patreon. Morning Madness up from yesterday. Out of Nowhere is tomorrow night. Out of Nowhere, Thursday night. Warhorse is here.
I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass.
Yo, thank you guys for watching tonight. I'm sorry that I was so dead and I had such a crazy day today. Yesterday Raw was so bad I decided to break my wall and smash my wall in and flip out. It was crazy. I lost my wig. My wig really fell into a bucket of water. So I just threw it out.
What else we got?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Him coming to AU cause shock factor out the window. Play my music, Joe.
We might as well have Lex Luger come down to the ring and be in AEW at this point. And it was funny. It was funny though, man. It was funny when I bent over and my head was shining bald last night. It was weird because I was looking back at it because everybody was sending me memes and like pictures of my head, bald Joe Cronin and stuff like that. It definitely made my hair look like it was worse. It like made it look like it was like shining off my head. I was like, damn, I mean, I'm losing my hair, but that looks way worse. Because every bit of skin that was showing was reflecting because I was standing right next to the studio light. Like the studio light is right there. But yeah, I mean, dude, I'm like balding right here. It's crazy. That's why I always shave my head now. Like I cut my hair every couple months. I just shave my head because fuck it, That's why people are like, bring back the long hair. Bring back the long hair. I'm like, no, I look ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I had long hair, but it's just I don't like my hair gets like all greasy, and it's like I got the Macho Man. I literally have the Macho Man's hair. That's what I have. Go look it up. It's Macho Man. That's what I got left. It's the Macho Man. It's fucking hilarious though. It was really funny, man. But yeah, that's happened on other times, and it's always been there. It was funny. Last night on Throwdown, we were looking at a video of me from 2003, and you could see the bald spot. You could see where it's like there never was hair there, ever, but you couldn't tell. You know what I mean? You couldn't really tell with me because of the way my hair is. But that was really funny, man. So I got to shout out to everybody who was memeing the shit out of my head. Like it was really funny, dude. I was dying. But yeah, that's why I shave my head now to basically look like this. Like I just do. This is from 2 years ago. That's why I just do this every couple months. I just shave like that, boom. Because there's no point, And the only reason why like I don't is because I'm lazy. I wait a couple months. But yeah, that was some funny shit, dude. That dude. Somebody sent me a picture of a tit, and then my head next to it. Like a tit and my head next to it. That really cracked me up, dude. I'm trying to think of what other memes and like weird pictures people sent me. But I mean, this is my hair 20 weeks ago. This is my hair 20 weeks ago. Like right here was getting too long. This is when I usually shave my head. I mean, but that's my hair right now. That's what it would look like if I grew my hair out. That's what it looks like. So, you know, I just don't even want to deal with this, so I just shave it. You know? But it's there. It's just... But my head already is shaved, too. My head was, like... So people were, like, memeing it, like, just shave your head. I'm like, it is shaved. My head already is shaved. It's not shaved, but it's like, there's a little growing, but... I don't know, man, but the memes were fucking killing me. There was one, trying to find it because it was so funny. It wasn't a meme. It was just someone shitting on me, but it was a funny thing. I can't find it now, but I was fucking dying, dude. I don't know where it is, but it was wicked funny. Fuck, I wish I had it. I wish I had it for you. I don't, though. Trying to find a good example, you know what I mean? Dude, there are some weird photos of me on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's a weird time. I took this 48 weeks ago. What was almost a year ago, right? 48 weeks ago? I look like I have MJF's hair right here. I look like I got MJF's hair. That little, like, fro on the top. Dude, follow me on Instagram. I'm a stupid idiot. Trust me. At Joe Cronin Show on Twitter, on Instagram. Trying to see if there's any other ones. No, I can't think of the meme, the joke. It was good too, man. I want to give him credit. But you know, I'll do it tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere. I'll find it on Out of Nowhere tomorrow night. We'll talk about it real quick. And or I'll tweet it out too because oh my god, it's funny. Damn it. Imagine if your wife was balding, you know, because that happens to women. That's the worst. Imagine that. I feel bad for the women that deal with that. That's too bad. You know? Like a guy, you can shave your head, you know? You can just shave your head if you're a guy. You're a woman. There's nowhere to go. You have to go buy Dave Rose's hair. But you have to fight the cancer people for it. So it's like, well, what are you going to do? I agree, Tom. Nobody should mess with me because I am a literate legend. If I had had that library gimmick, man, I would have taken that thing to the moon, son. Grow your hair back, Joe? You want me to grow my hair back? I mean, this is what it looks like. Should I grow that hair back? Should I just grow it back just to show you I do have it? Is that what you're saying? And do the comb over? I legit got Macho Man's hair, dude. I don't know, brother. That's almost 2 years ago. I'll never find it. You guys remember when I fingered a goat on the show? I had those wicked cool sunglasses too. Look at those glasses. Man. Look at Leah right here. There's a lot of these pictures. Remember Enzo right here? Oh my god, look at Enzo. Watch this. Remember when Road Dogg took this shot at Enzo Amore? Do you want to punch this guy out or what, Road Dogg? And then Road Dogg said, bless his heart. Dude, oh my god. Bless his heart. There's some funny fucking Instagram shit. All right. I think, yeah, I'm not going to find it. I appreciate you sending it to me, Brad. That's not it, though. But thank you for what you sent me, but that's not it. That ain't it, son. Who will ever forget the SummerSlam review where I had condoms on my head? Damn. SummerSlam 2015? 2015 SummerSlam review, I think. I thought it'd be funny to start the show with condoms on my head. I think it worked out. I think the funniest thing was that I had a random $20 bill in my hat or something like that. And that was just bizarre. Nobody knew what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. Man, here's where I really had a lot of hair. Bring back this hair. Can we go back to 2002 so I can have that hair again? Look like a fucking psycho right here.
Super chat. I got a primal squirrel necklace. Critical DMG 100.
Oh, son of a bitch! Villain, oh my god, dude! I was hunting that all day yesterday. I was re-rolling amulets like crazy. And I was reforging all my shit. You bastard. Dude, I actually have one on my main character, but it was the week before they re-rolled the legendary buff stat, or whatever it is. So it's worthless. You need crit chance and crit damage, and then you want dexterity, and then hopefully you roll a socket, right? So if you can get all those, you just boom. Damn, bro. Son of a bitch, dude. That's sick. I was doing... Dude, I re-rolled like 50 things the other day. I could never get it. I'm never going to find one. But you know what? I was blessed with a Primal Dawn and a Hunter's Wrath, so I'll take those. And then Leah got the Restraint. So we could mix all our pieces together. We could have the perfect goddamn God DH. So too bad we can't mix it all together. Give me my outro music, man. Where's it at? The Villain. Yo, Villain, thanks for the donation, Villain. Who's in the chat and feeling fucking funky? It's Cameron's new entrance music in AEW. Everybody gonna go inside a vag. Everybody gonna go inside your vag. Everybody gonna go inside your vag. I want a piece of Cody Rhodes' cock, his SJW cock, his liberal cock. Yeah. Virtue signal.
Come on. This is the Joe Cronin Show. And this is Warhorse. Warhorse rules.
Yo, thanks to Soundwave for the $40 drop. That is the largest donation of the stream. You are a god, Soundwave92. Thanks to ConstipatedRock for being the king of the wheel. And thanks to these $25 producers on Patreon. These are my producers. Check out patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. 30 hours of bonus content a week that you don't hear on YouTube. Tons of shows. Get wet. Brokenlion has the cock. Man, this is weird. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening, watching. Thanks to Jake for covering the deal. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Out of Nowhere tomorrow night. And I'll be live during the day with a special day stream. And I got something incriminating. Incriminate. Masturbate.
Shout out to Jared Barron, Reckless Jeff, Brokenlion, Jacob Fuego. What up, Jacob Fuego? He's here. Hector Gutierrez, Devious Dave Rose, who was on Corrupted Podcast Saturday night with Drew's mother and me and Troy. Go listen to Corrupted if you missed it, because it was fucking fire. I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. Yo, I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. Yeah, hell. And I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. And yo, I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. 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 Yo, I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. I'm here to say that I'm kinda gay, but that is okay. Put it in my bunghole. I'm a cracker fuck. Cracking up. Bend over. Roll over. Red Rover. Red Rocket. Red Rocket. In my pocket. And I'm cracker fuck. I'm a cracker fuck. Yo, I'm cracking up. Cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. And I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. Yeah, no. I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. I'm cracking up. I'm a cracker fuck. Come on. Come on. You want a literate legend? Then look no further than the literate legend, me, the librarian. Legend.
What you're looking at right now are the greatest shoes in the entire world, on the greatest feet of the greatest person, and you're looking at the greatest boxer shorts on the greatest man in the entire world, and you're also looking at the greatest t-shirt available now on Pro Wrestling Tees, and you're also looking at a man with 17,000 subscribers on YouTube. I am so great. When I leave my house for work, all my neighbors bow to me. Just like every single other member of the YWC bows to me. And right now, I just want to say thank you guys for 17,000 subscribers, because we're going to leave everybody else in the dust and light a candle for all the